welcome to the Cloud Ninja Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll spare your village.
In the background, but it was talking about Hugh Jackman, how he's not turning down no roles for the MCU, whether it be Wolverine or it be like another role. He's not turning it down. He said even if he's 90 years old, he's like, Marvel has so many compositions of his body, they can AI him if they wanted to. And he said he would be down to sign a contract for them to do him an AI for the foreseeable future if he can't do the role that they want him to do because he's too old. How you feel about that? I think Black is absent. What about you, Bar? Because I know we talked about like the AI thing in the past and how like that's going to be bad for creators and like actors and stuff like that. But if you're willing to give up your
your rights, I guess.
Yeah, your rights to you, I guess, if you will put it like that. Yeah, so like if you actually sign the rights and say, hey, in the foreseeable future, even if I die, you can use me as AI, you have a contract, so I'm guessing they're still going to pay you in some type of capacity. So you're going to get paid, you know? So,
So for that actor specifically, I think it's great. Like it's impeccable. Like one of the biggest things like for actors is like, for one, like actually being in movie shape. I know for some roles you gotta lose like 50 pounds. I remember one movie 50 Cent had to lose like a bunch of weight. So like having AI, like being able to like smooth over some of your maybe love handles or extra fat would be like ideal for some of the actors. But again, if they can't physically do the role, like hypothetically, like again, just that guy, if he gets too old to do the role, and then the movie's like, I still want that guy to play Wolverine. I mean, that's better for him because he still gets paid for it and he doesn't have to do the actual labor, if that makes sense. Now, of course, for the fans, it might look away, especially now because AI isn't necessarily as good as human acting as of right now, but like 10, 20 years, like it'll be there. So for the actual actors, I think it's fine. But for new actors, I think that's where it begins like a little bit bad. Like for example, you could pretty much look at a lot of the MCUs right now. Hypothetically, if you just have that specific character play that specific character for the rest of all of like their lives, like for example, if Tom Holland plays Spider-Man for like 50 years, like, I feel like that'll probably be bad for like a lot of the new talent that's actually trying to come to the rise.
I hear where you're going with that. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But then it is bad for the up and coming actors in a sense because they can't play that certain role, and then other roles, it's not going to be like just one role that gets that type of treatment. If Hollywood sees that it's actually working, they got to keep on recasting a certain character or actor. Like once people like gravitate towards that certain actor for that role instead of recasting them, when you're talking like Marvel and like movies like that where you're adapting a cartoon and you're making it into real life and you actually have a success with it, because it's hard to like actually like cast an actor who actually like looks like that character and like gives the whole aura of that character, if that makes sense. If you get what I'm saying, like embodies that character perfectly. Like it's hard to really get that. So like when you actually get that, you kind of want to keep it, and then like it takes away the headache of recasting that certain character. But like you was talking about like losing weight and stuff like that. I was thinking, I don't know if you ever seen the Iron Man, the First Avenger, but in Iron Man, the First Avenger, I can't remember boy name who plays Iron Man. But in that movie,
Robert Downey?
He's super slim. Who? What's his name?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, you talking about?
No, Robert Downey Jr. plays Iron Man. Who plays Iron Man, bro? I can't remember his name.
Robert
Friday.
Downey
Is that Yeah.
Not Iron Man. I'm sorry. Captain America. I'm so sorry. Wrong character. Captain America. I'm sorry. My bad, Bar.
That's
Chris Hemsworth, I think.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Evans. All right, so like you remember on the first Iron Man,
I
keep on saying Iron Man, keep on calling saying Iron Man. The first Captain America, Captain America, the First Avenger, he plays a role where he's like hella skinny because he's like a little dweeb that just got into the army.
Yeah,
that body that they show there, that's not really him. That's not his body.
AI.
Yeah, the AI, they AI his body, so they're already doing what you're talking about, Bar. All right, like. Is that AI or is that CGI? What would you?
Well, CGI. That's he way more fit than that because he was a dude from Fantastic Four at first. Remember?
Yep. Yeah, he was in it, and because I know they made fun of it in what's the name? Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really like the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. I haven't really got to those movies. I'm not gonna kind of.
Yeah, I only remember Fantastic Four. I said, I can't talk to it. I only remember Fantastic Four from the cartoons.
Oh no, they did plenty of movies, bro.
I was about to say I know them from
know
the movies, but like the 2007 movies. That's how I know them. Doctor Doom and shit.
Yeah.
Likewise, that's the only ones that I seen.
Damn. Yeah, I feel. But to be honest, the overall like the AI being used like that, I personally don't mind it. Like one of the matter of fact, I kind of mind it because I like what's going on with Stranger Things right now. It's like they're being punished for waiting so long because their main actors were so young. But I feel like in the future, all they could do is just like AI them back to like whatever age they're supposed to be.
Isn't this
Because like most of them are like grown,
like
but
the
they're
final
supposed to be
season?
like.
Do that already, kinda. They do that because I see that in the MCU. They did a flashback with Iron Man. They totally changed his look to make him look younger than what Robert Downey
was AI his face when he was talking to his parents and shit.
Yeah, when he was talking to his parents when he made that that like memory machine or memory technology or whatever and brings your memory into visualization. And he did that and like they AI his face and everything, made him look younger and all that. So they're already doing that, honestly, low key. And like I was watching that thing on. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you had a point.
Oh no, I was just saying I was watching a little thing on Hugh Jackman, and for Old Man Logan, they use makeup and all types of stuff to make him look older than what he was, even though he was already still 50 years old.
Yeah,
so, I mean, they got ways.
Yeah, they got ways. I feel like
it's harder though because you got to keep that up.
Yeah, that's true as well. But so I wonder what AI could like do to like enhance it in a way. Like for example, like the Stranger Things cast make them look young. I wonder if it's like a thing where it's like it doesn't look realistic if it's like a whole movie where they're just like AI'd younger. Whereas like in the future with AI or as AI or whatever CGI gets better, it could make it look significantly more realistic.
Yeah,
I have no idea how it would affect it though. But if they already have it, like I don't know why they don't use it.
Yeah, I mean, they do use it. They do use it. They just use it sparingly. I think. I don't think they haven't perfected it to the point where they can use it for long-term movies, or it's like something that I mean that
everybody's a critic. They already know.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they got it down packed to use it in like long form.
I feel, but yeah, I feel like one of the biggest things that I would say against the AI thing is just new creators or new actors not getting those jobs.
Oh, Black, you wasn't here. I was like, I had directed a question to you at first. I was watching this video on Hugh Jackman. He said that for the foreseeable future, he's down to play any character that the MCU wants him to play. And he was like making a joke that he was like that the MCU has so many different body compositions of him. If they wanted to, they can AI him, and he'll sign a contract and let them do that, so he can play Wolverine for the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that's like a good thing when it comes to like the MCU?
That they could do that. I mean, it's not even like a major thing for like it's like a thing that they'd be known for. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But because it's like Hugh Jackman, like the only other person that's like has a role that essentially nobody else could play would probably be Robert Downey, like Iron Man, which is why they even try to justify an entire MCU reset to even bring in another Iron Man again. So like, I think he's like an exception to the rule. So I'll say that it's fine because it's Hugh Jackman and because he's fine with it and he's willing to continue to work. They dropped the bag, bro. He was like, yeah, bro, I'm done. And then after he saw that second or third zero, he was like, wait, what y'all mean? He was like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. All right, what y'all need me to do? Where y'all need me to stand? So, yeah, I believe he's cool, bro. He's happy.
Yeah, facts.
Yes. Quick, do y'all think live action anime specific could be a lot better if they just AI the characters?
Ooh, nah.
It has nothing to do with. Well, I mean, sometimes it does have. Okay, a large majority of the time it does have to do with the
yeah, the change the statement.
No, yeah, I did have to change that. Yeah, a large time like it is like because I remember when they did the Dragon Ball Evolution one, and everybody's like, "This is fucking Goku." So I mean, yeah, you do have to embody the character, but it's a lot of times it's the storyline too, and just how they make them. I don't know how to really explain it. So they don't really know how to they don't really know how to capture anime and bring it into live action really right now.
I think it's part that is a lot of the reason, but also they're just choosing to animate like dumb shit. Like for the Avatar, the blue people, they dropped that first movie in 2009. The nigga wrote the movies in like the 1900s. He wrote the scripts, but he's like, bro, I'm not gonna drop a movie if we don't got the technology. So his second movie ain't come out till 2022. He was like, fuck it, we waited. You know, so it's like it's up to the producers if they want to be successful or not. And the best examples, like the most recent ones, would be like Avatar: The Last Airbender and One Piece. Like both of those are on a scale of 1 to 10. I would say objectively not lower than a 7 or an 8. Me personally, I give both of them a 9 and a 10. But objectively, I don't think they're lower than a 7 in terms of anime adaptation. And One Piece is probably the craziest thing to even consider adapting into live action. So I think if Netflix can make One Piece work, like there shouldn't be many excuses. And also, it's like you got so many like regular anime that niggas could just adapt and make, like samurai anime, zombie animes. Like these are the type of things you can turn into movies and shows that actually work. And a lot of successful adaptations are just like they it's like Dragon Ball Z, that shit not gonna work unless you a super fan, and we see that did not work. Death Note, I don't know how they didn't make that work.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, it was cool if you didn't really watch the anime or read the manga. I guess you could have liked it.
Yeah,
but like shit like that Attack on Titan, why the fuck would you even think that would be easy to do? So like,
it's tied to humans. I don't know why.
It's just like dumb, simple shit, like stuff like Rurouni. I don't even watch Rurouni Kenshin, the anime.
Rurouni Kenshin was actually pretty dope.
But I heard that the live action is actually dope as well too. Yeah, and I'm like, nigga, that's a samurai anime. Like that works. Stuff like that works.
It's just
about bad choices. Long story short, bad choices. They just make it bad.
I think you put the nail on the hammer, or the hammer on the nail, or whatever the hell that shit go. It's about what you choose to animate though, at the same time. Just because it's a hit anime as far as a cartoon goes, doesn't mean you can adapt that into live action and it's gonna give you the same results. Yeah, I think that's
actually true. And it's crazy because I was watching an anime that really is like in the arc I'm on in the anime, it's literally tackling this exact issue because there's a manga artist within the anime. And she has a popular manga and a popular anime. And the anime is about, well, it's not about, but in this arc, they want to adapt her anime into like a live action play screen. So like the arc is about like how artists or authors, like basically the behind the scenes of what the anime industry goes through. So like what Ikimoto would go through if they decided to like give Boruto a live action, all of the behind the scene meetings, all of the changes that the author has to see that the director made to the story in order to make it fit the big screen. It's like, I'd be like, damn, bro, it's a lot of ins and outs. So low key, even I'm speaking as a writer too, even if you have a work that they want to adapt into a new style, there is going to be extremely hard. You're going to have a very hard time to adapt it 100% exactly as it was originally created. There's going to have to be creative differences. There's going to have to be different approach and different takes. It's a matter of like what you can keep within the story or still use to keep the original like spirit, to keep the original, you know what I'm saying, feel of it. So like even with the like a real live version, like with the One Piece Netflix, it doesn't go one for one exactly how the first arc of One Piece went. There's a lot of changes that they made, but it's still like, even if you're watching the live action or the anime, you get that fresh feel. It's like, nah, this is the One Piece that niggas started watching and eventually love. Like they still able to keep that feel. So it's a matter of finding that balance, bro.
Yeah, I feel it.
With arc in Naruto or with arc in Boruto, could you see them make it into a live action that would actually work?
That would work?
That would work, yes.
Honestly, I would say for Naruto, Pain Evasion could work. The Land of Waves could work. And for Boruto, I would say the Prophecy arc could work. The last arc of the manga, when Kawaki goes rogue, seals away Naruto, that could work. With the technology we have now, because it's like in those specific arcs, like with Pain Evasion, the worst you got is like Eight Tails Naruto, and then what's the name? the Chibaku Tensei Pain, like those are the main ports. They're gonna have to really go crazy on CGI. Land of Waves, it's like I guess when Kakashi is in like the water prison, but niggas been doing water animation since 2010, so they shouldn't have any trouble with that. Like Kakashi been stuck in a water prison and shit.
Get the Russo brothers to produce it.
Yeah, get the Russo brothers to produce that shit. Niggas who made Wakanda Forever, they be able to go crazy on it.
I say that because think about it, like they did Infinity Wars, and Infinity Wars they had something kind of like the Chubaku Tensei when Pain dropped.
Oh yeah. When they had first attacked New York City, huh? Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, so
and
like,
even in the first Avengers movie when Loki first attacked, remember when they was flooding the skies and all that stuff? Yeah, so
and they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't like it's like the meteor thing too. Like when they try to put Naruto into it or whatever, and he breaks out of it.
Yeah,
like when they did Thanos making that meteor break and like having it like rain down on people like that shit looked beautiful.
Oh,
and like Thanos too. Like
was he fighting? Who was he fighting? That was Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
That shit was hard. Yeah.
They can even like they don't even have to make it super live action. They can still make it to where it looks kind of animated, like how they did with Thanos and like Thanos's army or whatever. Like how
kind of like with Avatar, people have them wear suits and record
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. They can still do it like that. They don't have to fully make it like live action.
I mean, I think Lionsgate right now they're working on a live action Naruto. I don't know how that's gonna be good. Every time they make an announcement or update about it, I'll be like, I just wish they had quit. But
when was the last announcement?
Yeah.
When was the last announcement?
For Lionsgate, I think probably earlier this year. We're 2025. Yeah, earlier this year I seen something about them. Like I was like, damn, they're still working on this. Like they're not quitting. So yeah. Hopefully that Naruto live action, because like I think a lot of because there's a few live actions that didn't drop after Avatar and One Piece dropped, and I think that's a good reason because of how well received they were. Because like even before Avatar and One Piece dropped, they did the Yu Yu Hakusho live action, and a lot of people like the main. You said what?
I didn't watch that one. Was it good?
I didn't watch it either. It's on Netflix, but they was like the main issue was like they basically condensed all of the story of Yu Yu Hakusho into one arc. They said everything looked fine visually, like the fights were appealing, but it's a matter of them rushing the story. So Yu Yu Hakusho kind of gave it like a little. If
they made it a movie or did they make it a series?
I think it's like 6 episodes on Netflix.
Oh, okay, they did it like that. That's kind of fire.
Yeah. They did that. That it was like the year. So the years before One Piece and Avatar dropped, they did Yu Yu Hakusho and then this other anime, fucking Cowboy Bebop. They did live actions for both of those, and I guess you could say it was kind of mediocre. Cowboy Bebop, people, I think they kind of enjoyed it, but it was more so a problem with the faithful adaptation. But with Yu Yu Hakusho, it's a matter of them like rushing the story and stuff, but it looked appealing. So it was like better than Dragon Ball Evolution, but it was one of those things where majority of people were like, yeah, they should just keep live actions to themselves. But then when Avatar dropped and One Piece came out, it was like, hold on now. Okay. So it turns out if they actually care enough about the project, they can make it work. Or at the very least, the people who they put in charge, if they care enough about it, they can absolutely make it work.
Yeah. I think the people who do, I think you have to care about it to a certain degree to even try or put an effort to it. Like I think the people who did Dragon Ball Evolution did care about the Dragon Ball franchise. They just flopped. Like they put in their effort and they flopped. Like I think if they would have chose to do like Dragon Ball instead of just jumping into Z, or
the Goku actor, he was like embarrassed, bro. The nigga did not like from filming all the way to post receiving it. They was like, yeah, bro, this is trash.
Yeah, he wasn't the right person to even play Goku. I don't even know why they went that route. He should have played like Gohan or some shit.
I respected his take on it. He was like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think I might be getting it mixed up, but I'm pretty sure on set it was him and Piccolo, or just him as like the actual actors who
were familiar
with the content. I heard the only ones who wanted to like, yeah, bro, like without their input, like believe it or not, with the Goku actors' input, I'm pretty sure the movie would have been like 8 million times worse.
Probably.
Like that's how crazy it was.
That's crazy. Hey, Bar, what about you, bro?
What was the question?
What live action of like Naruto or Boruto like it?
Oh, the scene.
Like any art?
Yeah, I know you're going back to that. But yeah. So I give it like
back. We were still there.
Today?
You said never mind. Go ahead.
Oh no, I thought y'all had like a
we
solid.
went on a pre-ramble, bro.
Oh yeah, that's
I know.
okay.
That's an original question. Yeah, it's crazy because I want to say something that doesn't have a lot of action, but I honestly don't think it should be limited by that. So I would say the war arc.
That's bold. That's bold.
Yeah.
Take it 6 episodes like you say they did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nah, yeah, they gonna fuck that shit up, bro.
I don't know, man. I think if you put, like you said, like a dedicated team towards it, people who actually like really care about the series and wanting to see it in live action, they can do all right. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine the tail beast though. Imagine the lineup.
Watching movies though, I feel like I've seen huge structures like in movies before. I'm not a movie connoisseur,
Loki,
so
like Godzilla versus King Kong. So yeah, they be having they can make it.
Yeah, I just feel like it shouldn't be that difficult to do with today's technology. It's like if they really want to. But I'd start right at when Madara attacks. When Madara attacks to when Kage has the 2v1 Sasuke, well, I guess 2v4, Team 7.
Okay.
I said, well, 2. Yeah, I guess Black.
That would be like, that had to be like a show. That would have to be a limited series. I don't think they could do that from a movie, bro. They could do a 3-part movie.
You think that one? So how much hours do you think it would need to be?
Just Madara versus the Alliance alone, that's like a good hour. So I think that's like half a movie. So up until like Naruto, when he's fighting like Naruto fighting Naruto. Up until like when Madara's fighting Naruto, and then he realized it's a clone. So like, I think, yeah, bro, because that whole entire sequence, Madara fights the Alliance. He does the whole little meteor thing on Gaara and Inoki, and then boom, Naruto pops up. Yeah. They squabble a little bit. He's like, "Oh, he's a shadow clone and stuff like that." Madara, cool voice, shadow clone. But
I could see how it could be stretched out, but I see that's like probably like 30 minutes in total.
Damn, bro, live action too, bro. Like they gonna be flying through the action is gonna be quick, bro. That's like a 10-minute scene. Fighting the Alliance and getting to the meteor. That's 10 minutes right there.
I don't know. All right, so let's break it down. So Madara versus the actual Shinobi Alliance, Tamari pulls up and everything like that. I feel like that scene max should be like 3 minutes. Like
3 minutes is OD, bro.
Yeah. That's OD. How long did it take in the anime? Probably less than that.
Bro, it took like at least like 8 minutes. By the 8-minute mark, he was rushing into the crowd. It got to be longer than 3 minutes. Like realistically, I think 3 minutes is probably them like going from scene to scene, looking at the entire battlefield. Like that would take 3 minutes.
I'm talking about specifically when Madara starts blitzing, like actually running towards the Shinobi Alliance. It's when Tamari.
That's what I'm saying. Even so, like from the moment when he jumps off the cliff and he takes those first few steps, and we see the faces of all of the ninjas. Some of them are scared, some of them are anxious. Like that is probably a solid 2 minutes right there.
Nah. Well, yeah, I saw 2 minutes. Yeah.
That's like
you saw just them looking scared?
Bro, from a minute in a movie
you gotta let
like a movie standpoint.
All types of shit, bro.
Yeah, because in the movie, it's not just gonna show Madara and then boom, he's gonna be like, it's gonna have cut scenes, it's gonna probably have scenes of like the wind blowing, the sky. So like that's a solid 2 minutes from the moment he starts to run to the crowd.
Yeah, right, so that's 2 minutes. Then the actual fight scene should be like 5 tops.
5 to 7, yeah, I would say that. 5 to 7. Mm-hmm. The entirety of it, 5 to 7.
Mm-hmm. Then Naruto gets involved. Naruto and Guard gets involved. Then Madara unlocks his Rinnegan at like the 10-minute mark.
Like basically, and then they're gonna have the scenes where they going on different points on the battlefield because it's just like they're fighting Madara. Remember, right now, Kakashi and them is fighting Obito too. So boom, you get some of those shots, and then I'd say by the climax of the movie, like the half point, he done dropped the second meter. Like at the half point of the movie, he's like, "What are you gonna do about the second one?" Like,
he drops the meter at like the 15-minute mark. Stop it.
Then what would be the climax?
The climax would be Kage versus the other two. I guess Kage and Black Zetsu versus Team 7. I keep on forgetting.
Bro, you need like a 3 to 4 hour movie for that.
Yeah, that's not enough because then how you gonna just like if a regular nigga just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this 4th grade Ninja War movie," they might walk out and be like, "Who is this random white bitch that popped up the last 20 minutes?" They gonna be saying the same thing the anime niggas are saying.
Yeah, and they had 500 episodes to do it, and they still was
But
asking that
how,
question.
like,
That's the problem with the
Black,
plot. That's
you know
not
how
a
you was
problem
talking
with that.
before,
Yeah,
though.
so they shouldn't make that mistake. I think
You-
if anything, Madara should be the villain. If it's like 3 movies, bro, Madara can be the villain of the first movie. Madara and Obito be the first movie. The second, Madara the first movie. The second movie can be what's the name? Obito when he the 10 tails and shit like that, and then towards the end it can be Madara eventually becoming that 10 tails, and then the last movie is continues with Madara, and then like 30 minutes in, boom, we get Kaguya, and then that last hour and a half, 2 hours straight Kaguya content.
But you know how you was talking before, like when you was talking about like series taking creative liberties.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna have to be changes
You're gonna-
made.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be changes made, like and maybe it's some type of build up to. So they don't have to do the Naruto series one for one, but they can
Because
go ahead.
no, because in the manga we got the Naruto stuff when Madara was talking to Hashirama when he was talking to one of the wood clones. He gave him the lore on Kaguya and the Sage of Six Paths. So it's like either we keep that in the movie or we find another way to introduce Kaguya.
Or don't introduce Kaguya at all.
Or don't. And then plus that's way after he fights the Alliance. Like he has to go through that entire Alliance fight, and then he has to get turned down by Hashirama in order to fight him and allow Hashirama to focus on the actual 10 tails. All of this is even before like Obito becomes a 10 tails. I don't know how the hell like they're gonna have to cut out like 80% of stuff or make it 4 hours.
I don't think they can do
I could say
it.
maybe 2 movies.
I'm
Maybe
thinking
2
about
movies.
like I'm trying to visualize how they can even do the fourth grade ninja war in like a live action. I think they should just leave that one alone. I see them fucking it up no matter how many. But that's just me being pretentious. I don't know.
I don't see why though. Like I don't see how you could. Like
Man,
I
the
don't know.
history, man.
I see a million ways you could.
They fucking up a samurai movie. They gonna fuck up a ninja movie with kaijus in it, bro.
But you're right. There you could bring up points of like they're gonna mess up a samurai movie, but I'd still say I don't see why they should. Like if Iron Man is a thing, if the Avengers are a thing, like I don't see why this would be any more difficult.
No,
I think it's talent, bro. Probably talent, and like it's really true. Like a lot of niggas, some niggas care, some niggas full work probably don't get shown it. It's like whoever is the producer, director, it's like they get final say. Whoever gets the final cuts, like them niggas make the choices.
And like even with Marvel, like every movie doesn't really do that well in the box office when they like make a character out of or whatever. Because I know like the Incredible Hulk, I know it has to do with like rights and stuff like that too, though. But it hasn't been an Incredible Hulk movie in the MCU since what, like 2008 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
they just adapt them into everybody else's movies or just the Avengers movies.
Yeah, he just became Loki an Avengers character.
I could see that, but I do believe like
they took World War Hulk and they like mixed it together with Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Hulk was in
Thor: Love and Thunder. That shit looked so trash. Like it was some scenes where the villain is looking like a motherfucking PowerPoint project.
I like Love and Thunder, but yeah, Hulk was in Ragnarok. Him and Thanos fight.
Oh,
I mean, him and
Thor. I'm thinking of the. Isn't there like a Thor movie called Ragnarok?
Yeah,
that's the third. Yeah, that's the third one.
Him and Thor fights in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. And so in Ragnarok, Hulk and Thanos is there?
No. I was thinking. I said Thanos on accident. I meant Thor and Hulk fight. Yeah, my fault.
I ain't even. That's the one Thor I ain't see.
Even though Ragnarok leads into the Avengers, I mean, Endgames, and I mean not Endgames, Infinity Wars, and I didn't even realize that shit.
Yeah, literally lead right into Infinity War. I fuck with Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite ones.
But I don't know.
That first scene like, when Hulk was blitzing Thanos, like that's the end of Ragnarok.
No, that's Infinity War. That's the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah, that's the beginning.
Yeah, but you like. No, I know that like that specifically isn't Infinity War, but like coming off of Ragnarok, that's like.
Oh no, well, because in Ragnarok, Thor fights his sister. She was in hell. His dad imprisoned her there, and when his dad died, he couldn't like leave her. He couldn't keep the seal or whatever. So she appeared, and then like she fucked Thor and Loki up. I'm just like condensing the movie. fucked Thor and Loki up, and then Thor, he was trying to regain the throne because she's more powerful in Asgard or whatever, and she took over Asgard. And he unleashed what was that shit called? They something from the Eternal Flame and like that big ass monster that fucking killed her, and they destroyed the whole Asgard.
Ally of some shit.
Yeah, whatever that shit's called. It was born from the Eternal Flame. But yeah, they destroyed Asgard because that was the only way they was going to be able to destroy his sister. So Asgard is destroyed, and they all leave on like this spaceship or whatever it is. And
Thanos destroys that shit.
And Thanos destroys that shit. So like at the end of Ragnarok, they're leaving on that ship. They're watching Asgard get destroyed. And Hulk was with them because Hulk went to Asgard with them from the planet that Thor was on in Ragnarok when him and Thor fought. So that's how Hulk was with them, and that's how Hulk attacked Thanos at the beginning of Infinity War, because he was on that ship with them. So like at the end of Ragnarok, that's when they're leaving the planet. They're watching their planet to get destroyed. They're flying away on the spaceship. The beginning of Infinity War, Thanos finds them because Loki still has the Infinity Stone. Thor thought it was on the planet and it got destroyed, but Loki still had it. So Thanos
basically killed all of them.
Yep. So, yeah, there you go. Yep. So that's why Infinity Wars you see Hulk fight Thanos, because Hulk was on the ship.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was on That's the only. I don't know if they can.
I agree with you. I agree with what Bar was saying though. It shouldn't be like, if it's already proof that it can be done well. It's like, and you're in the professional business, why isn't it being done well? So I agree in that. But also, it's like not everybody's gonna be able to produce those same works. I can't say why, but one of these days, if I get behind the scenes and I know the ins and outs, I'll let you know.
But also too, like the MC is a little bit more grounded than anime.
Yeah.
What you mean by that? A free game?
All right, yo, are you going in and out? Am I bugging?
Yeah, free game kind of going in and out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Man. In a way, I see where you're coming from, where you're saying they're more grounded in a way where like they're not always transforming and having these big blasts and stuff like that. My thing though is like they've shown they could do it though. Like, so what's the difference between having like maybe like 15 minutes throughout the entire movie being like insane CGI, insane blast, stuff like that? Why can't we just have that 15 minutes go to like a 45-minute stretch in like a two-hour movie? Like, why should that be more difficult?
I think part of it is probably
but
like
that's the thing though. Like, it's not that they can't do it. It's just
they just don't. I don't know. A free game?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, free game kind of going in and out.
No, I think I know what he's saying, but like to what you were saying, Bar, I think part of it is like, bro, like it more expensive the more time and the more you want to do, the more money it's going to cost. And like, who's available to work on it? It's like you got like 20 niggas that's all signed up to be professional artists, and you know for a fact 15 of them is cool, but like these other five is like the top dogs. My niece is crying. I'm gonna have to mute for a second.
No, I feel you. I could see that, but if I were to make like a commentary on the overall, like on the overall movie landscape with anime, I honestly believe they shouldn't really try to do live action. I honestly believe like a live action, it's fine, it's cool now and all like that. But I feel like the most sales would probably come from like a legitimate regular movie, and that should be canon as well. Like for example, when Dragon Ball came out with Dragon Ball Z Broly, I feel like that was like a perfect representation of how an anime movie should actually come out. Though canon isn't necessarily here yet, we don't necessarily already know the lore, so there's going to be brand new content to the canon. Of course, it's a villain that we already know, so it's built up perfectly. And also, the animation, I feel like a lot of people prefer that to the actual anime. So I feel like movies should always be like that when it comes to anime.
So then,
like,
how you feel about like the ropes that motherfucker? Because Broly, that's kind of like what My Hero does. They'll make a movie. Yeah, we can hear you now.
You be going in and out though, but we hear you.
Okay. No,
but
I had to come back in.
All right, but not like Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's kind of like how it's like what the My Hero did. Like they dropped the movie, and then as the actual show continued, they made the movie canon throughout information and stuff that's released. Because that's how My Hero movies are canon. But then you got like Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man and JJK. I was about to say Jujutsu Kaisen and JJK at the same time, but you got those that are making actual movies with like the whole entire arc of the actual manga rather than making those anime episodes. So it's like two different ways.
Now, I mean, I think they can go the live action route. Like what I was saying before, I was trying to say before my computer started fucking up, is that it's not that they can't do like the animation and like embody everything and bring it to the like big screens. It has a lot to do with who they cast as the characters and stuff like that as well, and stuff like that. Like if you don't have the right person to say embody Naruto or embody Boruto, like if you look at that character and you're like, how the fuck they like that's not Boruto, that's not Naruto. You're not going to really like the movie, no matter how like good the visual is, or if like they fuck up the story and they like take too many creative liberties with the actual storyline. Like I haven't watched too much of One Piece, but when I watched the live action, I watched enough of it to know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
That's a great example.
Yeah, so like if you're going to actually make a movie, don't take too many creative liberties. Stick to the actual core product. Like I know you have to like switch some things up to make it an actual cohesive movie, but don't switch up too much to where like the actual fan base of that movie, that's the core people who's going to come watch that actual film. Don't switch it up too much and deviate from the actual core plot of the movie.
Yeah, you're right. I think one of the best things they even say is like, basically, if you're gonna change something up, change it, but have the same end result or the same story behind that action. So if a character does something in the anime and you want them to still get that same result in the live action, they're gonna do something else, but something else that's still within character of that character. Just another way of getting to that end result.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of why I say, if you do make a movie, I don't. First things first. I said live action shouldn't be it, but it should be brand new material. Like for example, the tuning exam movie with Boruto, it wasn't a 1-to-1 with the anime, but we couldn't necessarily criticize the movie because it's the first time we're seeing it. Yeah. We didn't even see the manga yet, so even if it had a whole bunch of creative liberties that they had to do to actually fix the movie and make it into a movie time frame, so we could understand the entire plot correctly, I feel like they should have. It would be better if they do that first and then the canon fills it in, like how My Hero Academia does it. If I'm understanding that correctly.
Yeah, that's basically yeah. Because the other ones, they just take the entire arc and they make that a movie, like a big portion of the story, and make that into a movie, as opposed to what My Hero. I get what you're saying. For Boruto though, they always been like unorthodox, bro. Like just being in the generation of like the anime or the up and coming, like the quote unquote new gen or current. I guess they're called current gen now. New gen is like the Dons and the other shits, but even coming up like amongst the current gen, it's always been like an oddball because you got My Hero, you got Black Clover, you got like all of these animes, and even some of the new gen animes like Don, motherfucking JJK, there doing these things, having maybe successful seasons, and randomly giving us a movie mid break or randomly giving us a one shot special or something like that. And it's never really been like apparent for Boruto. Is like it's been something that we probably speculate or talked about, but I think honestly, deep down, it's not something that all of us as Boruto fans expecting to get or to receive that type of treatment. So like, we might get a movie this time next year or another. Like we're on this is the 7th My Hero fucking movie. I think they had like 6 or 7 movies, bro.
They should let the if we're still talking live action, they should like let the creators take all the creative liberties with that. Like I think they should let them cast the actors. I think they should let them write the storyline. Like even if it's like creative liberties taken, at least it's something that's going to be something similar to their world because they're the only people who know how to build the world.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. I think the One Piece live action is gonna be the blueprint because even though Avatar they took the same route, is like Danny and Brian, they did leave in the middle of creating Avatar, but from that first season, like the directors and producers still stayed faithful to the adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So that's a respective like exception to the rule. But like as far as blueprints goes, like with Netflix, they brought in Oda. They was like, hey, whenever you not drawing the latest manga chapter for One Piece or going to Toei Animation to inform them how to make sure they don't mess up Gear 5 Luffy, we need you on set. We need you here. He he had a say in picking out every time someone got hired, like Inaki Godoy for Luffy, Emily Rudd for Nami, this nigga Jacob for Usopp, McKenyu for Zoro, all of them, and then Sanji's character, forgive me, I can't remember his actual name right now. They all got hired for the job after they did the introduction, and then they all had a one-on-one with Oda to talk about One Piece, talk about how much they relate to the character they actually got chosen to play, and what they decide, like how they feel like they can relate and move forward with the character and stuff like that. So it's a lot of steps that they took into making sure One Piece was done how it's done, and a majority of that was done with Oda being present or Oda giving the green light or the say so in certain areas of the room, and them establishing a self-bounded rule like, okay, we can do this, but how about everybody, we all just agree not to move forward until we hear from Oda. So I think it just goes down to how much a motherfucker care whoever's working on the project.
Hey, you know, my bar is low, and as long as they don't do a Dragon Ball Evolution, I'm fine. That's my low bar right there.
No, but it's like with Spider-Man. When they did the Amazing Spider-Man, they didn't have good results because Sony wasn't down to let like Marvel get into like the story and help them out. They was like offended when they like brought that to the table, like, hey, just let us help you with the movies and stuff like that. And the lady who ran Sony, she just was against it. So like if you don't have the people who actually made that character involved, it's gonna flop.
Yeah. That's true. And then a lot of the directors in the One Piece, like Matt Owens, I think he's leaving after season 2, or I think he left after season 1. One of the two. He's either doing the first 2 seasons or he only did season 1. But even with him, like Matt Owens himself, like watching the interviews, like before season 1 dropped, I did a whole lot of One Piece Netflix lore, like watching interviews on the actors and how Oda went through the process of choosing them. But like the directors and producers, like these niggas are fans of the show. Like these niggas got the volumes in their rooms or in their writers' rooms, reading and taking like outfits and little Easter eggs from like SPSs that Oda drops or just cover stories that Oda drops. Like they're staying fit. Like every detail in that live action comes strictly from Oda's pen, and that's something I appreciate. And even when they take liberative creatives, it's like they're still taking his world, his idea, and his creation, and just using a different approach. Basically, like no pun intended, like a Kashin Koji prescience. It's like the nigga got multiple paths in order to get to a certain result. They're just taking another path that's still within the boundary line. So if niggas could take a lot of blueprints or just notes from how One Piece, I ain't gonna say like use their CGI, but just how they decided to go from the jump from production to casting, to filming, and releasing, we're gonna have like a whole lot more successful live action stories in the future.
And you know, I think that's what separates something like the One Piece live action and Dragon Ball Evolution, because with the live action, the people were passionate. In addition to having Oda basically just be there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when Dragon Ball Evolution happened, the director was just in it for the money. Like he didn't care. He just saw, oh shit, people love Dragon Ball. I can make money out of this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's why I have some hope for the Naruto live action, because the director is the director who did Shang-Chi. And
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Really?
No.
Well,
we were just talking about that earlier. So Lionsgate is the one doing that. What's like the latest update on that Naruto live action?
So basically, because the director is still tied up with Disney, I don't remember which was it Doomsday? I don't remember.
Disney always fucking some shit up, bro.
But he's tied up on some Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. And after he's done with it, they'll go ahead with the Naruto movie. But I have the
Russo brothers
interview.
I'm about to say they did the casting though, right? For the most part, I think they did.
I think they have the script. I don't think we have official castings.
Okay,
so this was I think the last interview.
Who do you have as a director though?
Destin Daniel Cretton, the Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was a hard ass movie.
Oh, the Legends of the I love that movie. Oh, that's the movie you're talking about. Gotcha. Yeah.
So I do have hope because those were good movies. Kishimoto did talk about it, so I can read it here. Global content leader Lionsgate has closed a deal with director Destin Daniel Cretton Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings to write and direct its highly anticipated live-action adaptation of the manga classic Naruto. The announcement was made today by Adam Fogelson, chair Lionsgate Motion Picture Group. The motion picture will be based on the manga created by Masashi Kishimoto, one of the world's most popular IP. Naruto has printed over 250 million copies in more than 60 countries and territories. And then they say, it was a true honor to meet Kishimoto-san in Tokyo and hear his expansive vision for his creation, stated filmmaker Cretin. We're excited to collaborate and bring Naruto to the big screen.
That's good.
Masashi Kishimoto said, when I heard of Dustin's attachment, it happened right after watching a blockbuster action film of his, and I thought he would be the perfect director for Naruto. After enjoying his other films and understanding that his forte is in creating solid dramas about people, I became convinced that there is no other director for Naruto. Naturally meeting Destin, I also found him to be an open-minded director who was willing to embrace my input, which is already a good sign, and felt strongly that we would be able to collaborate together in the production process. To put it simply, the live-action Naruto is bound to be a film with spectacular action and profound drama. I can't help but be excited for it. Fogelson said, this manga classic is beloved by millions of fans all around the world, and Destin has delivered a vision for the movie that we believe will excite that massive fan base as well as those who are new to it. Avi and I have had the pleasure of working together before, and I know that as we collaborate with Destin and the team on Naruto, we are in extraordinary hands. Naruto is one of the greatest manga ever written that has captured hearts and minds globally, said producer Avi and Ari Arad. Collaborating with the legendary Kishimoto-san and the esteemed team at Shueisha has been a joy and an honor. We are beyond excited to have Destin at the helm, bringing this cherished saga to life under the Lionsgate banner. Ari Arad, and MEU produced for Arad production with Jeremy Lacham. I mean, I'm butchering these names. Creighton is producing alongside Jane Munford through his company Asago. That just goes on to talk about the
But that's dope
stuff.
though. If that's the dude who you're saying created the Shang-Chi, what was it, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings?
Yes.
Because I didn't even know who the hell that was though. Like honestly, going into that movie, I just saw it on there and I was like bored and I was like, I'm just going to throw a movie on. It was a part I heard it was a part of the MCU and I threw it on and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. Like the visuals and everything. So like, shit, if that's the person who's directing it, then
I have hope. I have hope. Those were good movies. He seems willing to take Kishimoto's input, which is already a big thing. So hopefully, once it happens, we'll get a good movie.
Yeah, I want to see if they're gonna do like a Land of Valleys, or they're maybe gonna go like a Chunin Exams route, or they might do Final Valley route. I'm excited to see.
I feel like it could work kind of like a trilogy if they're doing the movie route. So have the intro with Nine Tails, the Academy, and then end it at the Land of Waves. Then a movie 2 with the Chunin Exams, and then maybe a 3 with the Final Valley. That's just me though.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it too. Like they gotta find out some way to do world building at the same time, so they can't jump straight into a middle arc or anything like a arc in a tail end of the series.
Yeah.
Without changing a lot of shit up to build up to that point.
Yeah. Well, that's true. So if they're gonna create it with the possibility in mind, they can do that first arc and see if it's popular enough. Then come back with the Chunin Exams, the second movie, or something like that.
So they'd actually be doing chronological, like a Naruto movie chronologically.
That's what I think would make the most sense. And I don't like bringing this up, but because it was a terrible movie. But Dragon Ball Evolution was originally going to have more movies if it had succeeded. So we would have moved on to the Saiyan Saga and the Frieza stuff.
You're supposed to have 3.
But of course, it was a flop, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do it better with Naruto. Because unlike a live action TV series like One Piece, where you can actually have multiple episodes and tell your own version of the manga story, you're kind of limited with a movie. But I feel like part 1 works to where you could have it as a trilogy and it would make sense.
Yeah.
My thing would be, and maybe this is my internal critique of part 1. I don't necessarily think a lot of the arcs in part 1 are that interesting for a movie. It's just me. For the arc before the Land of Waves, when Naruto almost goes rogue, they do the bell test. I don't know if that would be a great plot. I don't know.
I feel like you could just shorten that in the movie. So you speed through the academy or just have Naruto just there. He graduates.
I'm about to say that's only a couple of chapters anyway.
Yeah. Just speed up the bell test. have like a scene where they do a quick D-rank mission, which leads into the Land of Wave stuff, and then you definitely have good fight scenes there, and then end it off with Naruto nine-tailsing out, the Haku speech, Haku's death, and then Naruto talking about his ninja way while looking at Zabuza's grave.
Yeah.
Then have that be the first movie. Second movie would be Chunin exams to Hiruzen's death, which, ending off on a death would be cool, like the funeral and stuff. Having the Gaara fight with Naruto. And then for the third movie, I don't know how the Tsunade stuff would work out, because you're basically combining Tsunade and Valley of the End.
Fuck, I forgot about Tsunade arc.
So I don't know how they would do that, but a Final Valley fight would be a cool
They can do that. The Tsunade arc, that can be like an SBS special, like if it's popular enough,
right.
like a 2-episode thing.
You're spitting. Yeah, that's 100% right. Yeah.
Like how Guardians of the Galaxy dropped those specials in between movies. They can do something like that.
I like it. That's fire.
Because I honestly did forget about it. And it's like, even to this day, as a fucking fan, I gotta go back and actually watch the Tsunade arc. I've never seen the arc. I gotta see that shit.
You never seen the Tsunade arc? Crazy.
Nah, that's I remember watching, I remember there was an episode of Cartoon Network of one time when I was a kid. I know Sasuke had his arm through the wall and he ran towards Itachi. Like, that was probably the only shit I ever seen in that arc. Like, rewatching Naruto, I started from Shippuden. So, and then like recently, with the last few years, I watched the Sasuke retrieval arc. The only shit I seen faithfully was like Final Valley and Chunin exams. Like, my homeboy had DVD tapes of that shit, so of course I always seen that.
Tripping. That's kind of like me with the Goku Black arc and Dragon Ball Super.
You never seen the Goku Black arc? Oh, this shit is crazy. Oh, everything is crazy here. I'm hearing a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I should go back and watch it.
How do you watch something from beginning to end and just skip whole arcs? It's crazy. It's crazy. No, you had to start Naruto from the fucking beginning. I mean, all right.
As a kid,
watching on television,
chronologically
I mean,
it, so I'm just
to be fair,
I'm rethinking what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's still like millions of Dragon Ball fans who never watched Dragon Ball and skipped right to Z.
Yeah, but I mean, you can. Though. You kind of can. You really can.
With Dragon Ball is more acceptable. Naruto, it is kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's like once I got into Shippuden enough, I'm like, low key, I was like, I need to see why did Sasuke. I reached the point where I was like, let me see why Sasuke actually left this damn village.
But why
so I had to go back and watch that shit.
You went back.
I remember I was always a Naruto fan, and there was just a point in time like you would hear word of mouth, people would be like, "Oh, Sasuke left the village." So I knew like, oh shit, in Naruto's story, like at one point Sasuke leaves the village, and I just knew like in Shippuden, he's not in the village no more. So I was like, damn, this nigga Sasuke is evil. That's how I was thinking the whole time.
So like you went back to rewatch. You rewatched from you just started from Shippuden, like when you started streaming it. I'm guessing, right?
When I was like, oh shit, I'm actually interested. Let's watch Naruto. I was like, let me start from the cause bro, like the shit I seen, everything I seen was always on TV or like
that's what I'm saying. So like
had the Chunin stuff.
Part one on like basically on TV, like on Cartoon Network and shit like that. So you was like restricted.
At this point, when I'm like I'm actively making a conscious choice to watch Naruto, I'm like in 10th grade, bro. So I'm also worried about basketball and girls.
Yeah,
I'm like, so I started on like I think the Tenchi Bridge arc, because there was scenes that I seen like Naruto Shippuden started airing on Disney XD. I don't know, like I'm bringing like some core memories for niggas who's listening to this, but I seen the first two arcs because of Disney XD, and that's how I got back into Naruto. So the whole entire arc with Sakura versus Sasori, and then Naruto going crazy on Orochimaru on that bridge. I seen those two arcs like.
Man, you just revived my childhood right there.
Yeah, bro. Those were the things that were airing on Disney XD. So I remember vividly. So when I told my homeboy, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Naruto. I was like, what's the episodes after he fought Orochimaru? And he gave me those episodes, and I started from like the earliest episode I didn't remember. And then once I got to like the pain arc, I was already knee deep in the lore. I was fucking with the Katsuki, the Shan. I'm like, bro, why did Sasuke lead a village? And then I went back. I was like, let me watch this. I watched the Sasuke retrieval arc because I already knew the Chunin exams in Land of Valley. So after I watched the Sasuke retrieval arc, I was like, damn, it's fucked up. And then I was like, I think around the time when I first joined the pod, I was telling you, I was like, low-key, I need to watch that Tsunade arc. I've been saying this for a minute, so I still never got to watch the Tsunade arc. I'm gonna watch that shit one of these days, bro.
See, like I had the privilege of watching Naruto when it was streaming. I didn't watch it on television. I saw it on television. I turned the television off. And so like I was against Naruto at one point in time.
Shit, Cartoon Network and Disney XD, they was the ones who put me on, bro.
Yes, unfortunately, Disney XD had canceled their Naruto block at the time because it wasn't doing well. So that's why.
I was so mad.
That's
I'm like, bro, they kept
people
showing the same arc over and over. At one point, I was like, bro, why they keep showing the same arc? Like,
yeah, because basically what had happened is they wanted to do a little anime block, but it failed. So they were only rerunning the couple of episodes they had the rights to do, and then it just like quietly swept it under the rug.
Yeah, I was about to say, they probably had something to do with rights. You know how that always
After
goes.
that, I had to go with the good old classic NarutoGet.com. The OGs know what I'm talking about. I had to watch the episodes through there.
But quick side note, the reason why we don't really have a lot of info about the live action Naruto movie is because the director is currently directing Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh yeah,
so he's filled up.
That's what we need him to focus on.
So we're not gonna really get any Naruto talk until after Spider-Man comes out, and then if he gets signed on by Disney again, it's gonna keep getting pushed back. So I really wonder what they'll do.
If Naruto gets signed on by Disney?
Oh no, if the director gets signed on by Disney for another movie after Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I think he would have to honor his contract because Lionsgate is also working on a time. Like they got this deal 10 years ago and they're already at the expiration end. So they gotta get this movie out.
Because what they did was they were gonna lose the IP rights. So they had to do it. It's the same thing with Fox with Evolution. You're about to lose the IP rights. You want to make a movie to hold on to.
Oh yeah, they gotta do a movie every certain. That's the same thing with Sony and Spider-Man. That's why you can't see. That's why you don't see fucking one of the movies on Disney Plus. I had to learn that the hard way and rent it.
So basically, one of the only reasons we do have the announcement is because they said, you know what, we want to keep the Naruto rights, so they do have to push out a movie.
Yeah, because it's pushing 10 years. I'm saying 10 years. I think it was 10 years when they first made the announcement. Now it's pushing like 13 years, 13, 14. So,
probably.
Yeah,
it'll be 20 years before we get this movie. Probably.
Hey, I need somebody who's as loyal as that damn contract between Lionsgate and Naruto.
If they do it right, gang, I ain't complaining. If they do it right,
I don't mind waiting if it's done right. There's no point in rushing it out.
No point.
Yeah, they found the perfect director to do it with. Yeah, I think they should just stick with their guns and just go with that.
I feel like movies in general, especially Boruto, because Naruto did have a lot of movies, Boruto just gets screwed out of, and the reason for that is because they had the little weekly format, so they couldn't really afford to do movies. Like even the time slip, even the time slip arc was supposed to be a movie, but then they made it into an anime only arc.
I was mad that they didn't make it a movie. It was just a matter of getting into the groove of things. If they would have made that a movie, I feel like they would have been more willing to have like a third Boruto movie by now.
That's crazy because I've always said that should have been a movie.
It was a movie script.
Yeah, I didn't know that they was supposed to make it a movie because I always watch that portion. Because I even go back and if I'm gonna watch Boruto, I'll probably watch that.
And even funny enough, even the Naruto Path to Power anime only arc was supposed to be a movie. I don't know if anyone watched that.
That would have been a fire movie too. I remember that.
Yeah, because we get the glimpse of Kurama's chakra mode. So imagine that, but like with better animation.
Yeah.
And Naruto going into Nine-Tail State for the first time in the movie. That would be cool.
I ain't even gonna lie. I like that landscape type of POV they give us in that movie. It's like the animation is kind of nice. That 4K, like
I have no idea what you guys are talking
that
about.
120p type of view. It's like a gritty type of feel. Like those episodes, watching it, I already knew. I'm like, damn, they could have made this a movie.
Yeah, no. Quick, how are they able to make movies in Naruto while Naruto is weekly?
There was just more popularity, I'm guessing, more budget, more money, stuff like
more
that. Not
animators willing to work on a project.
Yeah, not to say Boruto isn't making money. It definitely is, but like sequels never make
as
money.
Much.
And you got to think about it too, though. Like they was more focused on physical sales. Physical sales brought in a lot more money than streaming.
Yeah, but now that the game has changed, I ain't gonna lie. I think because Boruto is like always been the oddball. I'm gonna keep saying that. Like ever since it's dropped, like it just always did things differently for its IP. I don't know why, but I think once it returns, And if it actually does go seasonal, like a Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, or even like One Piece is about to be seasonal, like the game is about to change
I
drastically.
agree.
The
Because
game is
they
about to
did
change.
like Shueisha's meeting calls. They did notice. They did bring up how core anime is like doing a lot. Bleach,
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, Attack
Mhm.
on Titan. We know how much they milked Attack on Titan for. So if
Literally.
we do get seasonal anime, they could give us movies for the breaks, even manga movies, if the attention is there.
And it's like minus the fucking like the Twitter rants, the Boruto is trash people. It's like Boruto is already making so much money for them to the point where like, how can they not even? The idea had to come across their head like, damn, wait, well, what if we just take this format that Demon Slayer is doing? We already making this much money doing things like they're doing things like the original traditional way. Like
Exactly.
everybody else is on the YN wave. Boruto is still on the old head wave.
See, if
And
I
they
had
still
to,
like making reasonable numbers.
if I had to compare it, I would compare it to what Dragon Ball Super did, because we got the two DBZ movies. We got Battle of Gods, Resurrection of F, and that led into Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
But throughout Dragon Ball Super's run, it was also a weekly anime, even though it's a monthly manga, just like Boruto. We didn't get a single Dragon Ball movie until the anime actually ended.
Yeah.
So once it ended, we got the Broly movie, and then we got the superhero movie.
The superhero, yeah.
So they're kind of in the same boat. They're also kind of doing relatively the same. Our last update for Dragon Ball Super was 12 million copies sold in Japan. Boruto was 10 million copies sold in Japan, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah,
So they're pretty much in a similar boat. The only difference is since Boruto's been like on hiatus, we haven't gotten a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's the closest thing we could compare it to.
But all we get, I ain't gonna lie though. If people are paying attention, we're getting Easter eggs and we're getting little inklings of informations. Like that's lets me know. Like that's why I'm not tripping. I'm not like, oh, when is it coming? Because I know for a fact there's something that they care about. It's something that they want to work. I can't say for sure like what they're doing, but I know for a fact the release product is going to be something that they work
Uchiha,
hard.
You just reminded
on.
me of something. You just reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the Naruto and Boruto IP is humongous in China.
Oh yeah.
They got Naruto the mobile game, which makes millions a month, and they have Boruto content. They got this Naruto Boruto card game. It's more of a collector's card thing. It's called Naruto Kaio cards, and they recently brought the IP to the US. I was at my Target, and I found the Naruto cards.
Oh,
so
shit.
it feels like we're slowly getting a Naruto Boruto revival, because the same company that does Naruto Mobile is doing a global call event on December 3rd, and people are thinking we might get Naruto Mobile in the US.
Yeah.
So it feels like the Naruto IP is doing some moves behind the scenes.
Bro, those releases, like they always like, I can't say every couple of months, but it's been a couple of times they had a few releases just this year alone about new trailer drops for that mobile IP. Like seeing like Itachi, Sasuke, Obito's like ultimate finishers and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, it's behind the scene. And then like there was a Boruto animator that made a comment like a month ago after one of the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapters had dropped. He made a comment about the ongoing art. He was like, yeah, bro, this shit is crazy. When the anime comes back, I don't know how we're gonna tackle this. So it's like it's these little inklings, and then a picture of like one of the animators also just working on a random Boruto drawing. He got a 2 Blue Vortex volume right there next to him. I'm like, bro, they teasing us. Like, just be patient, y'all. We're gonna get something fire soon.
I hope so.
Also, you know, to all you Fortnite fans, Naruto actually came back to Fortnite today, like a couple hours ago.
Oh damn! Yeah, they brought their skins back.
Yes, after 3 years, we finally have Naruto skins back, which, you know, it feels like we like Uchiha said, we are getting different inklings of the IP, just like
letting us know, like, hey, we're working. Just be patient.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and even I think because like earlier this year, Studio Pierrot updated Boruto status on the website, and then I don't know if it's like gonna be for sure, but like, man. Most of the times is when we get announcements what's the upcoming event, like the December 2026 what is it, like some type of
Jump Fest.
Yeah, so if they announce that Boruto has even like a small stage at Jump Fest this year, bro, it's over. We're getting
Plus,
an announcement.
Boruto is closing in on its 10-year anniversary.
And it's
in
that's
March,
also
I think.
the 10-year anniversary coming up. Oh my gosh.
So we do have to get stuff. It would feel weird if Boruto's the only anime that hits 10 years and doesn't get anything. So I think that's where we can place our bets. I feel like we will get some cool announcements for the 10-year anniversary, especially, I feel like it would be cool if other mangakas drew Boruto like how other mangakas do for different mangas when they hit a milestone. I feel like that would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah. Plus, Naruto's freaking 20th anniversary. They gave us I think we still celebrating the 20th anniversary to this day because I'm always seeing something in correlation to Naruto's 20th anniversary. I mean, swear, bro.
We kind of still are. We haven't even gotten those 4 episodes that we're supposed to.
Literally, those 4 20th anniversary fucking shit. And I'm pretty sure the Urashiki arc, the flashback arc, that was originally supposed to be a movie. Like that was at the start. That was one of the first things announced that was attached to the 20th anniversary name. So it's like they gave 4 different events for Naruto's 20th anniversary. I'm pretty sure Boruto's 10 year, they gonna have to do. And not many IPs make it 5 years, let alone 10. So we're gonna get something.
I mean, hell, Boruto's made it 2/3 of the way. Naruto's run was 15 years.
Literally.
We're at 10, and it doesn't seem like we're ending
anytime
soon. For all we know, it could match it. 15 years for Naruto, 15 years for Boruto. I wouldn't even be mad at that.
I wouldn't, because we got a whole lot of shit to finish in this damn story, not just these Shinjus.
Yeah, that's facts. I don't think they should just end it anytime soon.
Yeah,
that's true. I don't think they will, to be honest. Especially since the anime is still not even out yet. Yeah, I don't know.
So hopefully we get some type. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm thinking, man, because if they come back, I think we talked about this a lot of times. How they're gonna decide to brand themselves when they come back. Because they still have to adapt Boruto generation in their 12 and 13-year-old ages. They have that last arc to adapt. But it's are they going to come back branded, showing off their teenage or time skip designs? Or their, I guess, post-code arc pre-time skip designs? I don't know.
In my opinion, since I don't think they're going to do an Omnipotence movie or anything, I think it would be cool if they do what Shippuden did, where we got that little flash forward of Naruto seeing Sasuke and Orochimaru's hideout, but we see teen rogue ninja Boruto, and he's narrating the story. So how we had future Boruto and next gen tell us that this story takes place several years in the past.
Yeah,
we have this current Boruto who's with Koji, sitting with Koji, or hell, even when he just meets Koji, and Boruto talks about what happened, and then we flash back to the cohabitation arc, and then we find out what happened to Boruto, and then we just keep going until we sink it to what Shippuden did.
I like that. I think what would be even more intense, I don't know if I'm doing too much, would be instead of it being the opening scene being with Boruto and Koji, it can be with Boruto and Sasuke running away from ninjas, and we recognize the other ninjas as from other villages.
Wait, yes.
Holy shit! Are they both ninjas?
They shouldn't even introduce Koji. They should make Koji an omnipotent. How I'm trying to say this, omnipotence. It's something figure. I can't think of the right word. He's a shadow or some shit in the back of Boruto. So the people who are not really manga readers or mystery who that person is.
There's so many things they could do, and I'm so happy because I feel like Boruto's finally taking off, and it's this close to shedding most of the hate that it had. And I feel if they do the anime right,
hate, man, because right now the fans are killing the series more than the haters.
Yes, unfortunately, which is why I stay off Twitter, Boruto Twitter at least.
Me too.
Hey, to be honest, I haven't even. Why are the Boruto fans mad? I have no idea.
A better question is, why aren't they mad? When wouldn't they be mad? They're mad every day, bro. There's something new every time.
It's either power-wise, character-wise, cultural-wise.
Kimoto doesn't know what he's doing, even though he's been writing the shit from chapter 1.
I might have to agree. No, I'm playing. He's just fine.
Jake Paul's very feminine friend.
Yeah, bro. I got into. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a good minute. KD was right. For those of y'all, a little side note, like sometimes you need to take a break and just go ahead and troll somebody on Twitter, bro. I got into an argument over Thanksgiving Day with a
This
nigga
guy-
over Naruto, bro. I just felt good every time I hit submit tweet. Every time I hit submit, I was like, bro, I got nothing but a plate full of rice, mac and cheese, and turkey in front of me, nigga. I got time to like go back and forth today, bro. We were arguing about like Naruto.
all over. That's why he had to get a new phone. He was dropping macaroni and gravy all over his iPhone and shit like that, arguing with people.
Bro, I'm arguing that whole day, bro. That argument lasted 2 days. Like we got done arguing yesterday, bro.
But hey, shout out to the legend himself, Ikamoto. Hasn't taken a single break since the time skip has started, and we're getting a chapter on the 18th.
Oh yeah, and they've been dropping earlier and earlier for these last few months, like 19th, 18th. So yeah,
it probably depends on what the 20th lands on. Like if they land on a weekend, they're probably not going to drop on that weekend. But I don't know. I could be.
Yes. Plus, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have a few holidays in Japan in December. So it'll either drop earlier and later, and I think we lucked out this time by having it be earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be getting it on Thursday on the 18th, and maybe we find out if Damon's a fraud or I've been trolling Damon fans. I've been trolling them for a bit. Can't lie, but it's gonna be funny if Ada gets clapped.
Hey, Black Uchiha is the biggest Damon fan. He was like all on it, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want Ada to get clapped, bro. Ada's one of my favorite characters. Damon could. I want Ada to be alive more than I want Damon to not lose a fight.
See, Koji threw me a bone. He told us in theory it's possible, so I'm gonna hold out to my sick hope.
I still think Damon's gonna whoop feet, though. I ain't gonna lie. I like the competitive spirit behind it. You feel me? So if Damon do lose, I want people to talk shit to me because I've been ride or die. Because if he wins, I'm talking shit. So that's what I want people.
I'm gonna have to root for my underdog bug.
You feel
Dude
me?
needs a win.
Yeah.
He needs a win. Everyone likes an underdog story. Let my guy Mamushi win.
Hey, my thing is,
go ahead. No, go ahead, bro. My fault.
No, I'm saying my thing is there's a world where Damon wins, but Ada still dies.
That is true.
I would be conflicted. And what Kendrick Lamar said, I'm conflicted and confused.
You could 100% win the battle but lose the war.
Yeah. Like he could walk away with a thorn soul ball while Ada's a tree.
He said, "Whole time that wasn't the real villain." He said, "This isn't even my final form."
I'm crying. Y'all stupid. Hey, let's go over these comments on the last pod. Yeah. So we're gonna start with Jordan Avon because he left a $2. What is he? Super thanks or whatever.
Is this on Twitch? I don't see it.
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, are we on YouTube? I'm on Twitch.
We on Twitch. This is on the comments of the.
The last pot. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. I'm like, I don't even see Jordan's name in the chat. Okay, go ahead. My phone, bro. Go.
Nah. You straight. He says, I really hope this chapter goes by in the future. More people will find out the truth that Boruto isn't a bad guy and is a biological son of Naruto and Hinata, because so far in chapter 28 with Inojin and Shikidai saying those awful
wait a
things.
minute. You read it a lot slower and louder because I can't see it.
Oh, I can't see it. My bad. I was about to say you can't see it.
You can practice it for the speed.
Nah, it's small text, but yeah, you just speeding through it with like bumbles.
Yeah, I think you already know what Jordan wants us to talk about. But he says, I really hope as this chapter goes by in the future, more people find out the truth that Boruto isn't the bad. And by the way, there's no periods or commas in this either, so it's like my bad. I'm gonna add them in myself. I really hope as the chapter go by in the future, more people find out the truth that Boruto isn't the bad guy and is the biological son of Naruto and Hinata, because so far in chapter 28 with Inojin and Shikidai saying those awful things about Boruto breaks my heart. What do you guys think? This is what okay.
You go, Bora.
I was gonna say I think eventually they will find out that Boruto is not a bad guy. Will it be throughout the mechanisms of the omnipotence? There's a chance that Boruto ends up reversing it by actually influencing Ada to utilize it again and switching his place and Kawaki's place. But regardless of that, I think the best thing, even again, I keep on bringing this up. Ada said specifically, the best thing that Boruto can do is make brand new memories. And that's what he's been doing throughout the past 27, I think 28 chapters now. Like even Konohamaru, who was like staunch, like even still like going after Boruto after clearly seen Boruto defending him with Hidari, like he now is on Boruto's side. Like Inojin, I think eventually is probably after this arc will be on Boruto's side. So most of the characters will eventually see Boruto as a good guy, even if they still believe he killed the Hokage.
Yeah, I think his character is similar to what like Sasuke is going through. Like even if they do accept Boruto, they're always going to look at him as like kind of like the traitor. I feel like
I agree to an extent, not on the traitor thing, because we got to remember, if barring omnipotence, because omnipotence is an easy way out, but barring omnipotence, at some point through Boruto's actions, they're gonna see Boruto saving everyone. They're gonna see Kawaki potentially do something to contradict himself, and then the second they find out Naruto's still alive, the traitor allegations go out the door, because in their mind, Kawaki, the Hokage's son, framed this dude, kidnapped his own parents, and just like caused chaos to the political world for the past 3 years. In the concept of his friends, though, even if they're under omnipotence, because like what Boris said, because of new memories, because of them thinking that what Boruto is doing doesn't coalesce with their feelings and with their memories, at some point they're gonna ask the question of what's going on, and at some point they're gonna have to get that explanation. And either they do what Shikamaru did and Sasuke did, and kind of just like believe them without using their memories. They'll know. Like his friends and immediate family will eventually find out, even with omnipotence. Everyone else will just think Kawaki's the traitor now, because once Naruto's out, even if omnipotence is a thing, you can't really call Boruto a traitor, because Kawaki did it. He framed Boruto. Omnipotence, like even Damon says it multiple times. Omnipotence doesn't do shit for that. Once they find out, you're done for, and that's why I like Damon.
Rewriting is them thinking that Boruto's is Kawaki and Kawaki's Boruto. That's the only thing.
Yes, because it doesn't make them hate Boruto. It just gives him Kawaki's life. If people messed with Kawaki before, then they'll mess with Boruto.
And that's the thing, though. I see also if it's like because Shikamaru showed us, it's like it's two ways you can even do it. Just rather than focusing on omnipotence, just be like, damn, if I swap their lives in my head, like if I think Boruto is actually the son of Naruto and Kawaki's the traitor, shit makes sense, because why? Boruto's acting like how I think Kawaki should act, and Kawaki's acting like how I think Boruto should act. Exactly. Just hold on to that belief. It's like,
and that's why Shikamaru was able to remember that they switched. He just doesn't remember how they switched or why they switched. He just remembers that there's a switch. I believe it happened, and I believe I can trust Boruto, so I'm gonna go off that feeling.
It's important to see how both of them are acting, like how their actions are contradicting their memories. So if you go on an actual mission with both Boruto and Kawaki and see how they're acting, that's why people like Mitsuki and I can't say anyone else, but yeah, even like Inojin are like, I don't know, like what's up with this guy, because in your head you remember him. Yeah, this dude who's like Naruto this, Naruto that, Lord Seventh this, Lord Seventh that, I'm gonna kill you, Boruto. Now he comes back, he's like, hey, don't make Himawari cry, or bro, I'm your son. It's like, nigga, what? You sound like Kawaki right now,
Yeah.
My thing though, I don't even think it needs to be all that. Like for example, like Orochimaru is still kind of seen as a traitor, but like he's chill, like he's chilling. And he killed the he
never really like his whole goal was just like
that's why I was comparing it
to all jutsu. He wasn't even on some evil shit. It was on some fucked up shit though. But
the issue with Orochimaru to Hiruzen's dismay is the daimyo doesn't give a shit about Hiruzen. That's literally it. The daimyo doesn't care about what the village does at the end of the day. As long as they protect the land of fire and do their job, he really doesn't care. So Sasuke and Orochimaru's pardon was up to the 5 Kage. So, they gave Sasuke the pardon. He's still a rogue ninja, but his pardon is conditional on the current Hokage.
Yeah, at the discretion of the Hokage.
In Naruto's case, the daimyo messed heavily with Naruto. That's why he's heavily involved in this case. In his mind, his BFF, his ride or die guy, the guy he actually wanted in that seat, is dead because of Boruto, and now his village ain't getting revenge for Naruto. That's why it's harder for Boruto to get a pardon. That's why even though the world is ending, the elders said, yeah, we don't care. You're still going to die for killing the Hokage, because the daimyo literally said, if you don't get Boruto, I'm gonna hold everyone responsible. I'm gonna cut the budget to the point where the village won't exist anymore. That's where Orochimaru gets off, because no one cared about Hiruzen. Really, that was important enough.
I'm not even gonna lie. Now
I
that you
get
said that, that was actually a good point, Ryzen, because I'm rewatching the Boruto anime right now, and it was in this car actuation arc where Naruto is literally talking to the daimyo when he visits, like in the Mujina Bandits arc, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to start talking about budget cuts and all that." Basically, long story short, even after hearing all of that, Naruto, I'm like, you can tell, bro, this is a world without Naruto. Because even when Naruto heard like they cut in the budget, Naruto looked at him and said, "Bro, it don't matter, because at the end of the day, a shinobi's duty is to protect those like who they sworn to protect. So you can cut our budget, we still gonna do what we do." So you're right. Like the daimyo doesn't really control them aside from money wise what they do, so they can still decide to fight and protect without the budget. A nigga like Naruto, in his mind, he's like, we can make it work. So now
The thing is, though, with the budget situation with Naruto, it was much less compared to Shikamaru. The daimyo was willing to. I can bring it up. I can bring up the panel, but the daimyo was willing to help Naruto as much as he can. But his own political power ain't that strong at home.
Yeah,
because the council hates Naruto. Now that Naruto's gone, the daimyo is like more so. I don't want to say puppet, but he's being used now.
That's why I think definitely Naruto disappearing propaganda going on.
Yeah,
These
that's why
niggas
I
are
think like
he's gone.
that's where I think Kobu plays a role now, because Kobu even said, yeah, we're wasting money on a ninja village that we might not even need anymore.
Yeah.
So
Naruto was the sole reason why they were even getting any little money at all.
Exactly. It's like in Naruto's case, the budget was getting cut, but it was more so getting cut to the we might not be able to afford the latest lock, and we might not have like enough money for new tech, but we can still operate as a village. In Shikamaru's case, they've gotten to the point where, we might not even be able to make any money for the village. We might have to disband at this point.
Go back to the Warren clan states. They just sustain and become mercenaries. Fuck that.
Well, let's see. I think I have it.
Do y'all even think that Boruto even cares how the others think of him? Like, unless he's putting up a front, he doesn't really seem like he cares.
I think it's more so like it's one thing at a time. It's like even if he tried to, it's like let's not make it more complicated and just deal with this problem right now. Like he's not going to address anything that has to do with Kawaki or omnipotence right now. He wants to focus on the Shinju and Ten Tails.
And we also got to remember, like it or not, Boruto is smarter than Naruto, politically, emotionally, and everything pretty much. Yeah. And he knows that if he does go telling everyone more than they need to know and telling them about the swap, that'll just cause turmoil in the village. And he even tells Kawaki that like the village is still operating right now, so that's good enough for him. It would only cause unnecessary turmoil, and then we're already having the end of the world, so it becomes a situation to where he can't really afford to have the village descend into chaos.
And remember when he first pulled up and Shikamaru reached out, literally Shikamaru begged him to listen to what he had to say. Boruto was not messing with Shikamaru. Like this alliance with the Hidden Leaf, it probably wouldn't have happened if Boruto had his way and was like, yeah, just stop talking to me, Shikamaru. Because he was very like, yeah, bro, like it don't matter. I've lived this life for 3 years, so it don't matter what I will say to you, you're not gonna believe me in the next 30 minutes. So let's not waste anybody's time. Just hang up this call. It wasn't Shikamaru saying what he had to say to convince Boruto that Boruto was like, oh, it's actually worth it talking to this guy. So it's not more so he's embracing it. It's just like he has no choice. Like,
exactly. I pulled up the daimyo stuff. So they talk about the daimyo and shinobi, and I'll skip to this this panel. However, during this long piece, every daimyo has started wanting to reduce their massive military spending. This is only natural, as they are in the business of collecting taxes from their citizens and then redistributing it. The chain of events that led to Operation Demolish Konoha, where the Hidden Sand Village felt forced into demonstrating the threat of Konoha in reaction to the Land of Wind's disarmament, is still a fresh memory. That's right. Daimyo do not consider the perpetual existence of shinobi to be necessary. The cases of Otsutsuki Kaguya and then Momoshiki were sufficient to remind daimyo of the importance of shinobi. The current land of Fire daimyo Ikkyo holds Naruto in high esteem and supports him in all possible ways, but his own political power is not rock solid either. Members of the Council of Elders who wish to remove the two heroic Uzumaki Naruto appear to be seeking to oust Ikkyo along with Naruto. Among them are quite a few individuals who are under Kara's controls through outers. So the reason why Kara is able to not so secretly move squads inside the Lane of Fire is due to the actions of politicians and merchants opposed to the Ikkyo Naruto administration. So this is why I'm kind of hard on Kawaki. Kawaki sees things in black and white. In his mind, he saw he was protecting Lord Seventh. But when he removed Naruto from the equation, he allowed a large amount of corruption to happen in the world. And a large amount of political strife just happened within that 3 years, to the point where everyone's livelihood is in danger, the village is in danger, and all these alliances are in danger just because Naruto's gone.
Yep. If that don't mean clout to your name, I don't know what else.
They got PTSD.
I agree, but
he's a kid.
doesn't. I agree with that overall, but Kawaki wants the Shinobis to end.
Not
right?
yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
So right now he's still okay with Shinobi. We don't know what makes him do a 180 and just say the Shinobi era is over. Right now he just tolerates Shinobi. So we don't know what changes so far.
Yeah, I get it, but thinking long term, like what he's doing right now, even though it might be ignorant, it could easily play into his long term goals.
I mean, people still need to eat. So I don't know what Kawaki's replacing their paychecks with. So we'll just have to wait and see.
To be honest, I don't necessarily think that'd be the outcome, even though hypothetically, even if that's what Kawaki wants. Not saying, of course, he's thinking ahead here. I'm just saying I don't necessarily think like that's going to work in his favor. Like, for example, I think if the Hidden Leaf Village gets destroyed, they might say they need to fund more ninjas. Like they need to put more budgeting with the ninjas. Like I don't think they want the Leaf Village to be destroyed.
The key word, after, if it gets destroyed. So like they're not gonna do that prior. The whole thing is like they're not trying to.
They seem reactive, not proactive.
Yeah. Hell, Daimyo could say, you know what, I ain't paying for a new village again. Yeah. Kawaki releases Naruto. Naruto says pretty pleased and said, okay, bet Naruto. Here's your new budget.
Yeah, bro. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. That's the whole point. Yeah, they trying to be in a position where they're gonna have to get ready and not have enough time, and that's bad.
It feels like they're more focused on profit though. Like if they see something that's like they can cut, like if they don't seem like they're like going to fully get rid of Shinobi, but they're going to cut the budget significantly. So like if they don't see any profit or they don't see anything like benefiting them coming out of Shinobi, of course they're going to like cut the budgeting for it.
See, the problem becomes that the daimyo has other soldiers that are not Shinobi. So in his mind, he already has a military force.
But as he should see, there's current threats that like
them niggas is not fading.
The civilian doesn't care. That's the problem. A civilian won't really care. They'll just see money issues. That's why Momoshiki reminded the Shinobi. Yeah, not the Shinobi.
They shouldn't even be civilians though. They should be way above.
But the problem is, it's been a moment since Momoshiki was a threat, and in the daimyo's mind, he's seeing all these.
How long has it been since
only 3 years since Ishiki?
Not 3 years. Yeah. 3 years in a couple months.
Only 3 years is crazy. Boruto fans, we got diluted with time, man. 3 years is a long time, bro.
Embody that.
No.
But the problem is,
if there was like a natural disaster that happened 3 years ago, would we like say, all right, we might have to cut the FEMA funding?
Thing is, no one died though. Only the Coliseum was destroyed, so they didn't really see too much damage. They saw Naruto take a hit, Momoshiki disappear, and then like 2 hours later, Naruto comes back.
But in the Ishiki thing, when Ishiki attacked, like they were glazing Boruto when he came back to save him. It was like he's on TV like, and everything.
I feel like it's more so like a Hercule Satan situation where they shot Ishiki for like a second, and then when they came back, they say, "Oh, Boruto helped beat this incredible threat that would have killed us all." Ishiki didn't really cause any widespread destruction. And then the problem is, who's enemy number one?
I don't want to believe that the whole Leaf Village don't have no CCTV cameras. Like they got that shit on video footage.
I mean, obviously they don't, because they don't even monitor their Hokage. Like, imagine if they had CCTV footage of the Hokage's house. You know how much we could have avoided. But like, who's public enemy number one in the Leaf right now? Boruto. And what has the daimyo repeatedly told them for 3 years to do? Get me Boruto's head mounted on a pike.
Hey,
And now he's
Boruto
seeing
knows jutsu to make
Boruto.
himself invisible to cameras, bro. He's an Otsutsuki. Come on.
But the thing is, the daimyo doesn't care. What am I paying you for? For 3 years, I've been telling you to bring this man's head on a pike, and now I'm hearing that Boruto not once, not twice, but multiple times is entering and leaving the village. You had him caught, and then you let him escape. I don't know. I think something's going on. I'm gonna send my right-hand man and find out what's going on, because why am I wasting money on failed results? And they even have it where he's talking to the elders. Like, I'm gonna make you guys suffer if you don't get Boruto. And he even calls him one measly rogue ninja. So he doesn't care if Boruto's an Otsutsuki. He doesn't care if he's stronger than Naruto or Kage or Momoshiki. In his mind, he sees his bank account going down. And these people who he's paying to settle the issue are not doing their job. So why is he hiring them for?
To stop the Shinju. Like I get your point overall, but even the idea that Boruto might be the number one threat to the Hidden Leaf, I think it might still be Code. I think when they both attack, when Code and Boruto attack, the instructions were to get Code first and just let Boruto for a minute.
But then they saw Boruto beat Code. And we got to remember, me and you, we know what's at stake. We would rather they ally and take care of the Shinju first. But even when Boruto told them about the Shinju, they didn't care. They said, we're killing you regardless. So we know the threat. They don't care.
You killed our Hokage.
That's the thing about it, though.
Bro.
That's why I find the issue. It's like, it's one thing taking the action, but it's like, what's the intent behind your action and what's your plan to move past this? Like, for Ukyo, it's like, yeah, they want to get Boruto. He doesn't care about the excuses. Well, I'm like, if I'm in Konohamaru, I give him my respect because he's the only person who said the closest to what I'm about to say. Basically, like, nigga, they in the field and not you. You go out there and try to stop Boruto. How about that? You know, long story short, if you want to like cut the budget today, you be on the hunt for Boruto. How about that? And you find out how fucking hard it is, nigga. Like,
Exactly.
If you give them the cut, who's gonna do it? The niggas you don't even trust that's guarding you. Them niggas is gonna.
He cut into my syphilis. He was like...
Exactly. But the problem becomes they have loved ones, so they need that money. Because Konohamaru's gonna see his cousin Mirai right there. His cousins, his parents, if they're still alive, and he's gonna say, "Shit, we have to keep the village going for the people. We can't really piss this dude off right now until we have proof." Even Hamura, who's a retired ninja, says whatever or whomever those monsters desire, what we of Kona must do does not change. Any hostile elements will be eliminated using all means necessary. So he literally says, regardless of what you say, exactly this. That includes you, Boruto. Regardless of what you say or don't, know that there is no chance of you leaving that room alive. Like he said, we don't care. We're gonna kill you, and then we'll check on the Shinju. Like that's how much clout Naruto had, but also how much of a problem it became that the daimyo had such a relationship with Naruto, where the daimyo just said, "No, I don't care what happens. This whole world could go to hell. I want Boruto's head on a pike, or you're not getting paid. Good luck getting money somewhere else."
I'll be like, bro, well, if the world gonna go to hell, I'm not gonna get paid.
He committed the highest form of treason in their eyes.
Exactly. And then, the other daimyos, because we have the elders talking to Shima, how the daimyos, plural, are pissed off. We can guess something similar is happening with the other countries. And we even saw Gaara and his team looking for Boruto also. So it's basically a worldwide hunt.
We can even argue that they didn't even want Kawaki in the village in the first place. So
yeah, that's true.
To do something like that, they're equally like 100% pissed off.
I could still see him being pardoned, though. I can still see it.
No, I can see it for sure.
Yeah.
I can see it happening, but I'm just saying that at this current stage.
Yeah, the only real person who has that clout to like talk to the daimyo is Kawaki, because he's Kawaki Uzumaki. He's the guy who saved the daimyo's son. That's the only person who could possibly knock some sense into the daimyo by telling him, "Okay, we need Boruto, so please temporarily pardon him." But he's not listening to no one else. In his mind, everyone else is his subject. Everyone else is beneath him. He tells them when to jump. They say how high. So there's no real getting through it. You could give him a whole PowerPoint presentation why the world will end unless you pardon Boruto. He won't care. That's the drama. That's the political tension. We know
I
what's
think-
at stake.
And
Daimyo's
this
don't.
slide right here.
I think I have to disagree. I think he will. Like if he sees Boruto save the world, probably not just off this Mamushi thing, but or not the world, the Hidden Leaf Village, multiple times, like actually see it, documented proof. I think he might soften his tone a bit on Boruto.
That's proof, though. That's the difference. That's proof. And the big $1 million question also comes up: where is Naruto Uzumaki and his wife? That's something else that Boruto doesn't want to happen right now. But I do see it. It is possible, but right now there's no reason for him to believe that Boruto is a good guy, or B that anything shady is going on other than potentially some hidden leaf ninja helping Boruto.
Yeah.
Plus, the problem becomes once Boruto makes his core group of people, even if the villagers soften up, the second Momoshiki comes out, it removes any goodwill that Boruto made. Because we gotta remember, omnipotence has gotten to the point where Inojin didn't even question when Koji said Momoshiki. So if Boruto goes batshit crazy, they'll just think it's Boruto. They won't even consider Momoshiki.
I can see that. I can see that as well. But
yeah, we even have it
Certain
right here.
Niggas like Sasuke though, so I think like someone like Sai, I'm trying to think who would be smart enough to be like, shouldn't Kawaki have this Momoshiki problem right now? Why the fuck is Boruto?
No, but that's the thing. Shikamaru did question it, but what did Omnipotence do? It dulled it down to where they didn't even question it anymore.
But in a way, you could like forget that. You could have that track onto the fact that hey, I don't care why I know this. I'm going to know this. Like the
basically absolute proof. It's just not a lot of people have been able to do it. Shikamaru was able to do it after being gaslit by Amado.
I think it's also important to have something like that, like an anchor that Shikamaru has, and also watching Boruto in action, so you can see for yourself how he actually operates and is using dialogue or just acting in real time, and then contradict that with your memories and whatever anchor you want to use.
So, like, Sai's anchor would be similar to Sasuke. He believes in this kid. He sees Inojin helping Boruto. He's gonna say, "I'm gonna trust my emotions. I'm gonna help my son help Boruto." It's just about finding the right anchor. Shinobi NPCA ain't really gonna have an anchor because he didn't even know Boruto like that. So it's gonna be harder for the average day-to-day people and even the daimyo to an extent. And he even says this. Dude's pissed off. Dude says, "What's going on? I hear he's been in the village several times. Moreover, you let him slip right through your fingers when you had him in custody. He's one measly rogue ninja." So like we know Boruto is crazy strong. We know the Shinju are even stronger. But to the daimyo, he's just one measly rogue ninja. And he says, "Why haven't you been able to dispose of him already?" They say, "Please forgive this appalling, inexcusable blunder." He says, "Recapture him and snuff him out quickly. Should you fail, those responsible will end up being brought to task. Rest assured, Lord Daimyo, we shall put an end to this in a manner that suits your wishes." And you brought up you brought up Sasuke. Look at Sasuke. He was pardoned. He was ride or die for Naruto. He did I'm butchering the word. He did amazing service to the village for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
That didn't even give him any goodwill for people to question. Wait, why is Sasuke Uchiha helping the quote-unquote traitor? Maybe something is going on. No, they said, "Man, I didn't trust that Uchiha for a minute."
Yeah, they're going
back to the
Uchiha again.
Day one. Not even his friends, not even any of the higher ups. They just said, "I knew it. It was a slow con." So even 15 years of goodwill doesn't do anything for you. Once you're seen as a traitor, you're seen as a traitor. So it's going to be a hard sell for the daimyo. The daimyo could definitely pardon Boruto, but the only one who could really sell it, unless his life is immediately in danger, is Kawaki. The daimyo ain't going to be in Konoha when the divine shoes pull up. He's sitting cushy in his palace, in his mansion, in the Land of Fire capital. So unless he personally experiences some hardship, it's going to be a hard sell.
Them niggas need to go ahead and kidnap Tento one more time.
I feel like they're just not they're not giving him the intel necessary for this stuff.
I mean, just look at the old daimyos. They were playing cards while the Fourth Great Ninja War was happening.
Yeah, true, but
that was so beneath them. They didn't care.
I get my point is like they should even have like a power scale pull up on them, have like a 5-minute meeting. Like explain to him how strong Boruto is. I feel like a lot of this stuff would be like understandable if he just understood how strong Boruto was.
I mean, just think about it this way.
They,
In
I
the
don't know.
daimyo's mind, Naruto is crazy strong. Boruto supposedly killed him, meaning he has to be stronger. And even then, he called him one measly rogue ninja. So it does make, to a certain extent, some sense that the
They don't
civilians
believe-
don't really care, like especially the ones that don't live in a ninja village.
I think they don't believe, not more so they don't care. They
Yeah.
don't-
That's 100% true. And they're just I want this guy dead. I'm paying you money, so please kill this dude for me.
Yeah.
I think he understands the power scaling has gotten like way larger than just Naruto. Like Damon should easily be able to beat Naruto.
Nah,
And he
the
probably
daimyo's
knows
just the average Naruto fan. The older threats were stronger.
Nah,
He don't-
can't be.
Okay, that was a stray. I'm sorry. That was a stray.
No, I get your point though. It's possible that he just doesn't know, but I'm saying he got to have like a meeting with Power Scaler one of these days. Just a
Mara,
5-minute meeting to brief him.
Mara, look at this panel. You have their servants saying terrible things are happening, and they still are meh. They were playing cards and mahjong. They were chilling. I think this is the bar we have for their daimyo. They just don't really care.
Yeah. They were in the
Maybe
middle
they
of the
crazy
war.
strong, you
was
just don't
taking
know
They was in the middle of the 4th grade ninja war, even considering breaking up the alliance. Like, nah, this shit ain't worth the time. Until
That
them
is
niggas got
true.
attacked, they didn't understand the severity of the situation. Like, until I think it was Zetsu who pulled up on them and snapped them back to reality. Nigga, y'all lives are in danger. The shinobis are doing their job.
Like until you have a kunai to the daimyo's throat or his son's throat, he's not really gonna understand it. Like he understood it to an extent when his son was kidnapped, but like Naruto pulled through, Boruto pulled through, so he's not really gonna be in a position to where he's gonna listen to the power scalers. He's just gonna say, "Well, the world hasn't ended yet, so obviously you're not doing your job." Or, "Well, if the world's ending, what am I paying you for? Go do your job. Go fix it." So either way, it just makes good political conflict for Boruto.
Yeah.
Because if the daimyo was this pragmatic person who could see past his revenge and see the numbers for what they are, we wouldn't have the conflict. That's what the conflict's for.
Yeah.
Because we know what's at stake. They don't care. They either don't or just don't care, or both.
Yeah, I see.
I think it's a little bit of both. It's a lot of ignorance and arrogance at play. They just they don't know and they don't care. Two things can be true. I think it's both.
And then look at even Shikamaru. He's the quote unquote de facto leader of the village, just under the daimyo. But even he says he can't do much. It's the will of the people. They want Boruto dead. The civilians don't care. The civilians are the backbone of the village. They keep the ninja fed. They keep the economy going. If they want Boruto dead and they see the Hokage advocating for Boruto's pardon, they're gonna go crazy.
But that could change, though, right?
That could change, definitely, once the civilians see themselves getting saved by Boruto, once their lives are actually in danger. But if Shikamaru's gonna walk one day and say, "Yeah, I pardoned Boruto, so please don't attack him while he's in the village," there's gonna be riots. So there has to be a catalyst. If we're not talking about
Shikamaru even says as much. Like in the last chapter, he said, "Hey, Boruto's going to be attacked." But like hypothetically, the civilian population, they change their mind on Boruto. Will the daimyo follow suit, or is just
the daimyo can be swayed? The daimyo can be swayed. If Kawaki advocates for it, he might do something. But as of right now, until he earns the
Kawaki advocate, I don't see that happening. I don't see that.
It's hard to say if his ninja forces and the villagers are advocating for it, and he gets like kind of strong armed politically wise. He can do it, a temporary pardon, but that all depends on Boruto earning his goodwill, earning the village's goodwill. Because even though he's saving them right now, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a random villager and I saw this happen and I saw what Boruto said, I'd be scared. I think he's the threat.
I get that, but I don't necessarily think this would be the only time where Boruto would be needed inside the Hidden Leaf Village. I think
100%.
Over like the next
100%.
25 chapters, I could see Boruto saving the leaf like 2 or 3 more times.
Oh, he can, and it just depends on optics and how they view Boruto. So if Boruto comes in like this shining hero, they're gonna start questioning it, especially if they get confirmation that Naruto's alive. If Jura starts walking into the villain city, where's Naruto Uzumaki? And they say he's dead. No, Kawaki told me he's alive. They're gonna start questioning stuff.
Yeah,
So once Naruto is confirmed alive, all those traitor allegations go away. There's no real reason for them to be hunting down Boruto until they have more questions answered.
I can see that. I could honestly see Naruto being unsealed like soon. Like hypothetically, if Jigen finds a way to get Naruto and he finds a way to unseal him, I think it's clipped at that point.
That's gonna be funny if Jura is actually able to enter Daikokuten. But I feel like Sasuke and Naruto are kind of a package deal. If one of them gets released, I'd feel like the other would get released soon.
Yeah,
and
I think so as well.
And I don't see Naruto getting unsealed until at the very least after Hidori's taken care of, whether he joins them or not. Like Sasuke has to be back, I think. But they could just know, like if they know Naruto's alive, like if someone leaks Amado's computer hard drive and they see Kawaki sealing Naruto, it's a wrap for Kawaki.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that.
It's not a wrap for him strength wise. It's just a wrap for him trust wise. I should be more clear on that.
Yeah, agree. It'd be over politically. Yeah, well, Freakin', we got any more comments? We spent like 50 minutes.
I do. My bad. I don't know if you saw, but I had to drop off real quick. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Yeah. But I did see one comment. It was talking about Inojine's abilities, saying it's pretty much pointless. Let me go to it real quick. Hold on. Pull.
Share your screen right quick.
Let's see, my shit is fucking up. Oh yeah, I can't even see my screen. Hold on.
I honestly think they should probably replace the current security. I forgot what it's called, but where they essentially verify a chakra signature. They should kind of not necessarily replace that, but like have that as well, like alongside it.
Yeah, they should. I really do hope they do that. Like once the Mamushi battle goes through, we have Inojin teach the other Yamanaka clan members the jutsu, and then just have them on patrol like
mind
that.
transformation formation jutsu.
Yeah.
All right, here it is right here. Here it is right here. My bad. All right. It says Inojin's new this is 29 blockhead. Inojin's new jutsu is kind of pointless because Ada can see anywhere past or present. She should be able to see where Mamushi is unless they're setting up Ada to still get 8, and they'll need it in the future.
Nigga, she's scared of Mamushi. We can't
see
forget
the problem. The
She's
problem with Ada looking into Mamushi will know where she is because Mamushi can peer through her Senrigan, and she wasn't sure. She wasn't sure what Mamushi would be able to do if she kept the Senrigan on for too long. So it kind of made it so she was off limits on viewing live feeds of the Shinju, because then Mamushi could basically peek into her. And when
Koji asked her one time to check out on Jura, she asked him literally, "Is Mamushi there?" Because if he is, you forget about it. I ain't looking nowhere. Fuck out of here.
And I have the panel right here. While she was watching the Divine Trees talk, Mamushi was able to perceive her, and if he's looking for Ada and he's perceiving her whereabouts, he'll know her location, possibly. That becomes a problem. So you do need Inojin to find to find Mamushi, because she's not doing it. Like we have her right here, and she says "ick," and then if we go to when like you guys said, when Koji was talking, she was scared. She didn't want that. She didn't want to risk seeing Mamushi at all. So it kind of becomes a double-edged sword. Like she was kind of countered in that situation, to where she can't risk using her Senrigan on Mamushi live. Oh, here it is. There's an annoying divine tree who's actually able to look into my eyes when I'm watching with the Senragon. That's possible? Is it some sort of ability? I'm not sure, but it made my blood run cold. I don't know what he might have done if I had kept watching. So I apologize, but please don't ask me to watch them in real time anymore.
Yeah,
Understood, no worries. Past events are fine. I'm grateful wherever until you can gather and report. So she's completely off limits to look for Mamushi in real time. So if she can't see him in real
yeah,
time, they're not going to be able to know exactly where Mamushi is. Even if she tries to risk looking back into the past, there's the risk of seeing Mamushi in the present, and it's just not a good risk. So you do need Inojin to use his new jutsu and keep a perfect eye on all the Mamushi clones because like what they said, we're probably looking at 20 to 30 Mamushi clones. You need to be able to pinpoint them all and send teams to it and have Shikamaru basically be that general who moves all his pieces to fight all the different Mamushis. They're all Mamushis, so if Ada tries to look for the clone, they're all going to be able to do the same thing and pinpoint Ada's location. And that's why Inojin's jutsu is super useful in this situation.
yeah. My thing though, you explained that very well, but my thing, I don't necessarily know if Mamushi would be able to actually see Ada's location. It just seems like he's able to see her.
If we go back to chapter, what was it, 5? You could 100% be right. It's just when he was looking at it, he was able to see her sitting on a chair in the ground. So it
But I
seems like
remember the background was black though. Oh yeah, like right here. Yeah, background's black.
that is true. But the thing is, if she could view him without any like possible forms of danger, she would have did it.
Yeah,
So that's the assumption I'm going on off of. Because then you remove the risk of Mamushi. If he can just see her, then there's no point. That means he has to be able to either interact with her or just see her location.
Jura, I mean, I call bro Jura. Juju says that's head canon. He can't see the area only inside her head.
Because I saw the floor. We can see that he saw her while she was sitting on the chair and the floor.
It's like he literally walks in a certain direction to go to her, so he saw exactly where she was at.
It's just her though. That's the thing. If she's in like an actual building, he can't even see like the area.
I don't know. I see the
Seems
ground
like-
and I see the chair, so I'm gonna operate under the assumption that he's able to perceive her immediate area. Because if it was just a mindscape issue, why would she have a chair? Why would she have the same ground?
Yeah.
Is it the same ground or is that the ground?
I think
where
I
he's
don't
laying?
know. I wouldn't be able to say like he can see like the tea shop she's in and know the exact location, but he can see her and he can tell if she's either standing up, sitting down, laying down, or something like that. But even with that,
That's fair.
you're not supposed to be able to perceive me in this plane. Like I'm projecting my mind somewhere. So the fact that you can perceive me, I don't want to find out what else you could possibly do.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption as well. Because even with the Shinjus, especially when again we're talking about chapter 5, like Mamushi is just getting used to his abilities. Like we talk about all the time, breast bone like similar, like still wet behind the ears. Like he's really just getting used to his ability. So it could be a certain situation where if Ada does it now, like he's more adept at whatever ability this is, so that he can actually see the location.
That's 100% fair.
But either way, I think the ability that Inochin has, it's going to be fire. Especially once Kawaki turns heel and eventually tries to go inside the Hidden Leaf Village, they can finally locate him. Like stuff like that is going to be important. And of course, Mamushi is not going to be the only villain, even outside of Kawaki as well. They're not going to be the only villains now that are able to like mask their chakra. If we're assuming that's an Otsuki thing, and we're assuming there are going to be other Otsukis in the village, like that ability is going to be important.
Yeah, you're right.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Any other comments?
Hold on.
Y'all seen that shit I just sent? I had sent to the chat a little bit ago.
Nah, what you say? Your knee strip?
I can't even see the shadow.
Oh my god!
We got a comment that says, "What if Jura sends Hidari to help Mamushi?"
That would be fire. I mean,
Victim.
It would just have
I've
to
saw.
be. I don't go bar. I was gonna say it would just have to be a Sarada villain because we do see Sarada fighting Hidari in a flash forward scene.
He's gonna be a victim of hers, not a villain.
Yeah, that's true. I would say though, like I wouldn't necessarily mind a situation where because I've been saying from the rip, I don't think that Moose is getting a kill. Like, all due respect to him, I don't think he's getting a kill. So if Hidari pulls up, I think now it's a more likely scenario where characters could die, if that makes sense.
Y'all know who I would.
Yeah, that makes sense. It would just be how many main characters do we want to kill? Because we could kill dozens of NPCs, but I feel like that just doesn't have like a hold on us because we saw Jonins die. We even saw Yodo die and we didn't really care. So it would just have to be how many known characters die in that event. Like do we lose an Ibiki? Do we lose a Metal Lead? Do we see Metal Lead just dies? That's the only Metal Lead we see in the flash forward. It would just have to depend. Like who do you think would die?
Well, if it's not like, let's say, an NPC character, let's say the characters who are actually on this mission, do you think any of those are like NPC characters? I think Konohama is top corner of the day, but what about you?
I feel like they're all I feel like they're all grandfathered in because Konohama missed his chance to die. Once we left the sand, he was kind of safe. Himawari is grandfathered in. Sarada's grandfathered in. Mitsuki's grandfathered in. Team 10 hasn't fully had their character development, so I don't think they can die yet.
Yo,
So it feels like
you're right.
the immediate teams we have just can't die yet. So we kind of have to expand our field of view. That's why I said Ada. But if Ada lives, who else could we kill that's known, but more so on the side?
I'm telling you right
I
now.
don't.
Ibiki, Sai, the Elders, and a plethora of like no names who we don't care about. But as far as other people that we know, Ibiki, Sai, the Elders, we could fuck around and kill the assistant to the daimyo. What's his name? Who's doing the interrogations?
Kobu.
Or no, what? Better yet, we can have the daimyo on his way to the village because he's about to make an executive decision. Fuck it, bring him and Tento. Let both of them die. One of the two. One of them niggas could go. I'm thinking characters like they don't have to be close to us for us to feel the impact in the story. So a lot of characters that are important in world. So shit, maybe some important Hyuga members. Man, fuck that. Wipe out 60% of the Hyuga clan. Let it be known, like, damn, Himawari is literally the life and soul of this clan. She's all that's left. Wipe out 60. I think they're the biggest clan in the Hidden Leaf. So let's just say hypothetically 600 members in the clan. Let's take out 450 of them niggas, bro. 500.
Damn.
Let's wipe out the Hyuga. Let's shit, man.
My boy
I don't
talking
know.
genocide.
I mean,
Yeah, man,
Kiba's on the police force. We could kill Kiba.
We can't. Yeah, I was about to say half of the Anbu and police force, so Kiba could go. I mean, like, we got to knock off out of the original Konoha 11. If we don't knock off at least 3 of them in this arc, I don't know. It's like something to make up for Ada not dying.
Nah.
Like,
I wouldn't rock with that. If I put up some characters, I'd say all of Team 10 could probably go. Not
Right.
everyone. I'm saying each one individually can go. I'm not saying the whole team, but yeah, any one of them could go.
I feel like
Loki, though,
Inojin's safe right now.
yeah, I'm about to say Loki Inojin's like he got the
Right
most
now.
skills.
So you have like if we're talking this arc, because that could change in the next arc. Inojin could definitely die, but if we're talking about this arc, Inojin's safe. The only people we have on the front lines is for at least for Team 10 is Chocho and Shikadai. Then Himawari if you count. Himawari is not dying. So that just leaves Chocho and Shikadai. And would you really want to kill one of them without them having their character development yet, though?
Kill off Shikada. If you think about it, I'm not the person who believes that Boruto does everything parallel to Naruto, but like in Naruto, the Team 10 focus, I think we can all agree was Shikamaru.
Yes.
He got a lot of the focus for part 1 and part 2. And rewatching the Boruto anime, I'm like, low key, they're splitting the focus between the team because Chocho got a couple of episodes, Shikadai got a couple of episodes, and he has an arc. But also, whenever it's like the whole team inside of an arc, the focus is always on Inojin. Like even with the Mitsuki arc, the focus was on Inojin and his relationship with one of those Akuta thingies, and then how that thing died at the end of the arc. And then in the car actuation arc, Inojin has a whole nother episode after learning to draw again early on in the anime. He's like, fuck it, I want to master my mom's jutsu. They gave him a whole episode for that. And then they gave him another episode for the whole thing with the sensory unit and them figuring out, oh, how they're going to update. And Naruto had to make a decision. And we went with Inojin and that no-name Yamanaka clan dude to see how the Yamanaka clan worked. So I'm like, low-key, in Boruto's IP, the Team 10, despite Shikadai being the leader, I think the main character for the Team 10 is Inojin. I'm going to keep it a bean. So everybody else is free game. So, and if it wants it to something like to hit the hearts of the fans, I think because of his connection to Shikamaru, how much like nobody had a problem with Shikamaru as a character. I don't think there's too many people that has a problem with Shikadai as a character. He's a cool character. He may not be the deepest, but like if you kill Shikadai, niggas is gonna feel like a nigga like me. I'll go to the funeral.
Would you rather have Shikamaru be the one who dies or Shikadai? Because I can see advocations for both ways. Because Shikadai kind of seems like the poor man Shikamaru right now. Shikamaru is already on top of things. He already knows what Boruto's doing. Yeah. So Shikadai is more so in the dark on that. But there's seemingly a bit more death or incapacitation flags on Shikamaru. Because once this ends, there's going to be a lot of long talks to Shikamaru about what happened. So would you rather have Shikamaru die and have Shikadai get that character development, or have Shikadai die and like be one of those like new gen characters that actually dies, and see how Shikamaru grows from that and tries to work through his son's death while still being a leader and still trying to save the world and also help Boruto?
I think Shikadai should die, but what would be even cooler if Shikadai dies and he's also part of the reason why the final blow to Mamushi was dealt. So it's like, damn, it's one of those like imagine if Neji died early on in Shippuden as opposed to bringing him back randomly just to kill him off. Like if he died early on after getting all that build up and getting a little bit of screen time, it would have been like, damn, bro. He had so much to do. He had so much to accomplish. It was so much left to be desired for the character. If Shikadai dies right now, it'll be like, damn, this nigga like right now I'm on an anime type of vibe. Like watching anime, like Shikadai is like beat for beat Boruto's best friend. Like that's his real nigga, bro. Like right now, Boruto is mastering the high compression Rasengan. Kakashi was overseeing his training, and one of the things I forgot that I didn't remember until I rewatched the episode the other day is like Shikadai he fought deep, but not only he fought deep. Huh?
I said Shikadai? Nah, I'm in Inojin. My bad. Wrong character. Holy fuck. No, I like
oh shit, bro. We knee deep in Shikadai lore now.
No, you can continue. My fault. I'm just realizing the mistake.
But nah, like Shikadai, he what's the name? He fought deeper and he experienced the power and all that stuff. He literally took it upon himself to tell Boruto, bro, gang, I rocks with you. Don't train just to fight this man again. And if you are, I'm gonna stop you myself. And then he even took it a step further. He said, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna help you master this new Rasengan. You know what? I'm gonna bring my whole team out here. And Boruto was spending nights out in the woods, and Shikadai's out there sleeping with him. Pause. And having Hinata bring them lunch every day. I'm like, yeah, Shikadai's a real one. So his death holds weight, and it would do enough for like inverse. Probably not as much outverse, but like inverse is enough to hold weight and see how Shikamaru can operate that. I think
I see it. I like it. Plus, I feel like Shikadai does hold importance outworld, because if Shikadai does die, Gaara wakes up to Yodo being dead, but also his nephew being dead. So he's incapacitated. Tamara didn't even know her brother was in danger, and now her brother wakes up to finding out his sister just lost a child. So I would really want to see how they do that, just to like show that like that interrelationship issue with like the sand.
Yeah, man. This nigga.
No, I like it. Plus, I feel like we do need a new gen to like get clapped off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Neji kind of filled that role with Naruto. I thought Inojin would fill that role, but Inojin's time has kind of passed so far, at least for this arc. Yeah. So I would be interested to see what a Shikadai death would do.
For sure. I think that could work. Unfortunate, but it could work. Man, then who's gonna lead Team 10? So yeah, that would suck. But yeah, Inoja could die. Chocho could also die, but it's like who would care? It would be like a little bit more than Yoda.
Yodo. That
Yeah.
that is true. No one, unfortunately. I do
Unfortunately.
want to see a butterfly mode though, like a new revamped butterfly
It's
mode.
so cracked too.
But
Like that
I do
100x
agree with you.
multiplier. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Hear what you said?
No, I said well, yeah, I was like that the butterfly mode is cracked. The 100x multiplier is something that's like highly underrated in terms of like Chocho possibly being top 10 in the verse end of the story.
I really do want to see that butterfly mode.
Yeah.
I hope we get it. I feel like we won't get it in this arc, but I feel like this arc is also the perfect time to show Team 10's full
Holy
power.
fuck, now that you mentioned that, bro, we might actually get that shit this arc.
I hope so.
I
hope
actually
so.
do think we might.
Because I feel like this would be the time to use it, but I'm also afraid we won't get it.
Because how else
Well,
are they
what
gonna
would
like?
you do,
They
like-
elevated Enojin throughout TBV. We're seeing the steps now. They're taking. They're about to start elevating Shikadai because he has this conflict between the decision making that Shikamaru's doing. So his elevation is coming from
My
a
thing with Chocho, I
strategic
don't
and tactical
expect her
standpoint.
butterfly form to do anything to Mushi.
Oh no, I don't
Yeah.
either. I just want to see it because if she's gonna fight,
not
she
like
might as well use it.
yeah. I don't think she's gonna be like Shinju level, but like, bro, that butterfly mode is very very crap. That's 100x multiplier.
Even if it's a 100x multiplier, I don't know if that does anything to my guy Mamushi. And that's the difficult thing with Mamushi being the villain. Like he was blitzing Boruto. Imagine Chocho doing anything to Boruto, even in butterfly mode. Like
Oh
it's
man,
impossible.
Boruto fans
But
are
also-
gonna have a field day with that on X.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, bro. I think Boruto is like, I don't think that power is that close between him and Mamushi. And I think chapter 28 even gave me a more stance on that because like he killed two of them niggas off. Like the fight hasn't even started yet, and two of them are dead. And one
That
of
is
them, like
true.
yeah, one of them he off guarded, he backdoored him.
But the other one
literally
actually
attacked
came
him.
at him.
Boruto looked him in the eyes and swiped them across his face. Like Mamushi is one shot level for Boruto, bro. Ain't nobody worried about Mamushi.
All right, let's take Boruto out of this. This would be even more difficult to conceptualize, but let's even play with the idea. Butterfly Chocho damaging Naruto, Hokage Naruto, Nine Tails Naruto. Like that's difficult to envision. And Mamushi's supposed to be way stronger than that version of Naruto.
But also, it's like I'm really going off the lore of the power, bro. The calories and the food intake equivalates to the power, bro. So like, what the fuck is stopping Shorty from eating? Like,
She eating Seven Tails
See,
cinnamon
have a
buns?
nice
Or
meal.
what are you
See,
That's
I'm
a
with
nice meal.
I'm with Bora right now because when you hear Chocho, you don't really think Otsutsuki level. But at the end of the day, we haven't really seen their full training. So I'm gonna hold off judgment until she actually fights
look,
a
all
Mamushi clone. Because right
all
now
I'm saying is, look,
I don't expect her to like beat a clone. I expect her to potentially be able to hinder a clone or like move him to a point like a point B situation, or just incapacitate him for a bit.
we
I don't
still got
expect her
Jump
to
No
kill him.
Jutsu. I don't think she's winning these. I don't think she 1v1 them, but like Jump No Jutsu is very prevalent. It's
Yeah.
very, very prevalent.
And like at the end of the day, we don't fully know what their training has led to. A fight's not always pure power. I'm with Bara right now, but we'll just have to wait and see. I personally don't think she'll have that raw power. But
I think it's like that because it's like Choji went from being weak in the knees against Hidan to all of a sudden they depended on this nigga to fight the ghetto statue because of his butterfly mode combo with the super expansion jutsu. So I'm like, that's the jump they're making for Choji. And Chocho managed to master butterfly mode, granted a short time. Like Choji can hold his form longer, but Chocho mastered hers at 12 years old though. The nigga Choji was 17 when he first whipped out the wing. Well, he whipped out his wings at 12 too, but he was like 16, 17 in the war when he finally mastered the form. And we got Chocho out here doing it just because she wants to meet a fucking actor. So it's one of those things where like
right now, yeah, I see why you say that, and I agree with what Bar is saying too. It's crazy when you talk about Chocho and Tento, but
But
the
she could
fact
be.
of like TBV has been going down this route. Side characters are important. They're getting time, and we're talking Inoja's name in the same sentence as Jura's. So now
Nah.
it's like Chocho and Mamushi being in the same sentence. At this point,
Th-
I don't know.
See, in my
Yeah,
mind, I feel like it has to go back to justifying Kaoki. We can say Sarada's at that level. We can say Boruto's at that level. We can say Mitsuki's at that level. But we have to justify Kaoki to an extent. If Chocho pulls up, if an Akamichi pulls up and is fighting a high level code plus level threat and is in that ballpark of power, you're kind of losing Kawaki's point because you're basically showing that he's a madman because you have multiple ninjas powering up within these 3 years. So I don't
Is
think
he? That means what he says. All the shinobi race is done for. That's
oh no.
that's
But
what he says.
what I meant
If
is
that's
if,
the
if you
case,
have Chocho pulling up and beating Mamushi, right? And you're having many ninjas being able to reach that level through ninja trading, Kawaki's point falls flat. Kawaki's point was these ninjas aren't going to be able to do stuff. They're going to die young. They're not going to be able to get the job done. So I
I
feel
agree.
like we have to have Chocho struggle, and she could definitely get stronger later on. I feel like right now we shouldn't have her beating Mamushi through pure power because now you're just adding multiple ninjas who can just beat these Shinjus, and it's like, okay, the ninjas have it. What was Kawaki complaining about?
I think I agree. I see.
Maybe it's like how long it takes to get that strong though too. Like Kaoki wants like instant satisfaction, where
Yeah.
the ninja they train over a long period of time to reach the strength that they get to.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
3
even
years is kinda
inverse, like the
instant.
ideals that clash against Kawaki's was like the thing that Naruto and Sarada was trying to teach them that ninjas train and they endure. So even if it's something that happens in the story, like whichever way they do it, like something doesn't fully justify Kawaki's stance. If Ikimoto decides to do that, I'm not saying that he will, that could still work because that would be like the whole point of the contra or the counterpart to Kawaki's argument because they're trying to tell him ninjas endure. We see the things that we are dealt, the cards that we are dealt with, we endure and we push forward. Whereas Kawaki's whole thing is, nah, y'all are meant to die early. But if he sees beforehand, time and time again, trial after trial, tribulation after tribulation, where it's like this shit was 0% a chance of survival, but somehow these ninjas are enduring and pushing forward, that's enough to like, yeah, well, I mean,
See,
even though we do agree he's a madman, that's enough for him to self-affirm, like, yeah,
I,
maybe
I,
I was crazy.
in a way, I get where you're coming from, but this could easily backfire. Like the idea that okay, shinobis are all of a sudden not even Kaguya level, not even code level, now Shinju level. I think that would be like understandable for Kawaki to not be able to wrap his mind around that 3 years ago. I think that'd be
Yeah.
fully understandable. But hypothetically, if
100%.
that's the case, if that's the world we're living in, that means shinobis can now kill Naruto.
Ooh, I see your point.
I think
I see
it's
your
more
point.
so we have to also go to the exception to the rule. So a talented generation, but also, like I said earlier, jump no jutsu. So Chocho plus a Himawari plus a Shikadai in a support role plus Inojin who's sensing things outside of the battlefield. Boom, they can beat a Mamushi clone. That's what I think. That's what I'm saying. So their power isn't irrelevant enough. Like it's 50 of them versus one, like 50,000 ninja versus one Madara. Like that's not the irrelevancy of power we're looking at now.
It
Nah, now
should
we
be,
can have a
but it
squad.
should be.
We can have
It
a
should be.
squad focus on one, struggle against one, like the 5v1 that Madara did against the Kage, and see the difference in strength where we got like a Boruto, a Kawaki, maybe even a Sarada fighting by themselves versus more opponents that we got a group jumping one version of. So Team
But you
10
know,
could jump a Mamushi clone and win, and both of them, everybody walk out of that fight alive. I wouldn't find a problem
Nah,
with that.
nah, I
but you
can't
know,
get jiggy. Here's what. Go ahead. I'll go after that. You go
okay,
ahead.
bet. But you know, I also think to an extent we're kind of numb to it because in my mind, I only consider there being 10 ninjas in the village. But then we forget that there's like thousands of NPC ninjas. Like Jura just a week ago killed like 30 ninjas. That's like 30
Yeah.
families
And
who had
yeah,
to
it's like
mourn their
people still
ninjas.
dying out here.
But I just don't. But like the problem becomes we just don't care about the NPCs. It's like Kaoki will see 30 ninjas just got killed right off the bat. but we don't care because like to us they're not. Oh my god, this is gonna sound so terrible. To us, they're not really people because we just don't care.
That's true. But then
So
also,
Calling
this
them
like I think it's
NPCs
more
great.
so like it's the aura and the hype moments because when you think about it, who did Madara even kill?
He
Obito
could have killed all of them.
Neji.
He could.
He killed, yeah, a
all
lot
of
of people. Who were they though?
yeah, like optics
Jonin.
matter. Like Madara could have killed
Exactly.
3,000
And Jura killed
shinobi.
Jonin too. So it's like
But
it
we
just
don't
matters
care.
of like how
Can you
they.
name them?
Yeah, we can name nobody who Jura killed and nobody who Madara killed. We can't.
I wouldn't. I couldn't necessarily. Hypothetically, if there was like any Jonis that we knew, like throw Mirai in there, throw what's it called, Hinata in there, in that
Bro, they didn't
same
even kill
spot.
Kawaki's
She's
dad,
getting
bro.
she's getting destroyed. All due
But
respect
see,
to
here's
her.
the problem: if Madara had killed
Madara
100
didn't kill
shinobi we
Kawaki's
personally
dad, bro.
knew, we would have seen him as a threat. If he's just killing random NPC ninjas, we kind of don't care. And we kind of forget that.
Yeah.
Like what Jura
I
did. He
agree with
killed
that.
30 shinobi. That's a lot of manpower. But we don't see it as a big deal because it wasn't a main character. We just don't care. So if we do see, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. If we do see Chocho single-handedly beating Mamushi, but Mamushi killed 100 no-name ninja, in our mind, ninjas are winning this. But in world, 100 ninjas still died just to beat this one dude.
Yeah.
So I feel like the optics kind of get lost, and I'm guilty of it so many times. But yeah, ninjas did die. Like we've had a ton of
Yeah, I
deaths
see that.
already in the story. It's just we don't care. They don't matter. Even a named character like Yodo, we didn't really care that much.
And plus, look at how Team 10 did against Jura. And granted, Jura had his hands in his pocket and was not trying. But everybody, when that chapter dropped, was like, okay, Team 10. I wasn't expecting much, but all right. Like, I see what y'all doing. Like, you don't think they're going to do better against a weaker Shinju?
They didn't do anything. They flew away.
I mean, Jura was in the process of. I'm like, we can't like Ryzen just said. If we get lost in the optics, it becomes numb. But Jura was in the process, like in the heat of the moment. Like most of Himawari's body was already covered in a tree, and in the split instant, no directions from Shikadai, Inojin, or Chocho, nothing. Each of them did something in that instant that ensured Himawari getting out of the tree into the sky on top of Inojin's bird and ensuring distance between them and Jura, which caused Jura to split between Hidari. As a ninja, now as a hype beast anime fan, that's probably like, yeah, some lame ass nigga shit. But as a ninja, they did exactly what they needed to do and exceeded expectations. Even Jura was like, well, damn, y'all didn't even speak to each other and y'all already on the same page. So, especially if it's 20 Mamushi on the other side of town, they whooping this dumbass clone, bro. They finna run circles around him.
No, hell no. Hell
They
no.
run circles around him.
Here's what I'm saying. Maybe they're able to do some slick tricks to get away from Mamushi. I could agree with that. Could they escape his attack? Yes, I believe so. My thing, and this goes back to what you were saying, could a bunch of like random shinobi, well, not even random, because like, we established that shinobis that we know aren't necessarily random. So like, could Team 10 drive back a Mamushi? I don't believe so. Could they drive back a random?
Team 10 that's on the front lines right now. So Shikadai, Chocho, and Himawari, they can't beat one of the Mamushi clones.
No, and you were saying like it's you believe it would be helpful for a bunch of them to team up on an Otsutsuki guy, and you believe that could essentially be how they win. I disagree. I think the best way for them to win is them aiding an Otsutsuki level guy against another Otsutsuki level threat, like what they're doing right now, currently aiding Boruto. Maybe in the future they'll be aiding Kawaki. So their jutsus matched with the Otsutsuki level guy's manpower could then defeat some higher level guy. But a bunch of shinobis together are there. They shouldn't be able to do anything.
All right, so even in right now, it takes 2 pages, bro. Chocho goes super expansion boulder mode, charges right at Mamushi. She's too weak to do anything. He either knocks her out or fire styles her right out the way. Boom, she gets knocked out. But in the midst of that, all of a sudden, the nigga can't move. Why? Because Shikadai got the shadow expansion jutsu right under his nose. And then boom, he looks up. What does he see? He sees a girl with 9 tails sprouting from her head, blasting a fucking Bijou bomb on top of his dome. That Mamushi clone is done, bro.
Well, yeah, if you have an Otsutsuki level threat that's being aided by these ninjas, I agree that could work. But just the ninjas alone, hell no.
There's those three that with that tactic there that can defeat a Mamushi clone right there. A super
It
advanced
I think
maybe
he's
molded by
saying the
Choji.
I think he's saying the Otsutsuki threat, level threat that you're talking about is Himawari there, and that's it. I mean, yeah, Himawari in that
yeah,
situation though, like they're aiding
But
Himawari.
I
You
asked
can't.
him. I asked him, could this team right now beat a Mamushi clone? He said no. You said no, Bar.
when you said this team, I thought you meant Team 10 with the Nojin instead of Himawari. But
Like the current iteration with Chocho, Shikadai, and Himawari, the ones who are on their way.
yeah, because Himawari has shown the ability to already like force Jura to like release some of his actual power.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
yeah. So yeah, again, if you have the ninjas aiding that Otsutsuki level asset, 100%. But if it's just shinobis aiding shinobis, all due respect to them, they should get fondled. Like
Niggas
clapped.
like Team 10 with Himawari on it, they can beat a clone. Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki, we not worried about them. Together, fuck, we should be worried about the ops. But individually, we not worried about them. So other than that, like the team Konohama's pulled up with, them niggas, they die into a Mamushi clone. Like, I'm focused on the people who actually have a chance minus any other outside force. Like, I think aside from a team with Boruto, Sarada, Kawaki, or Mitsuki on it, that team with Himawari would be probably the next best thing, especially within Village. We're not including Damon or Ada for obvious reasons, but the next best team in order to handle a major threat. So that's why I say it like that. Like, they won't have a problem with the Mamushi clone, especially with Himawari there. And the fact that it's a matter of what jutsu is absent. So right now, Team 10 is missing Inojin. He's not on the battlefield, right? Boom. The ability to fly, that's very handy, granted, and escape, that's taken away from him. But you still got the tactician in Shikadai, the powerhouse, now two powerhouses in Himawari, but the powerhouse in Chocho. And then, like Bara says, like that Suki level, like major factor that everybody's going to be playing support around in Himawari. So with that team there, that would be enough to handle it. Now,
Yeah,
I think these are just like exceptions to the rules. So like everybody else, like they're in some shit when they come across a Mamushi clone. They're not gonna be looking too well on that Wednesday. But these lineups, they can get the job done.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think if we're going with that team specifically, the Team 10 plus Himawari and minus Inojin, I think honestly, the person who really saves Chocho in that scenario is it got to be Shikadai. There's going to be a huge mismatch. Hypothetically, if there are 20 Mamushis, there's going to be a huge mismatch in like intelligence between Shikadai and Mamushi. So they can easily outsmart the guy. But if it's just Himawari and Chocho there, I'm expecting Chocho to get packed up. Maybe Himawari saves her.
I mean,
I think it might be a little harder because Himawari doesn't have that experience. Shikadai definitely is going to be the head that keeps everybody like, y'all got the capabilities to make it through this mission flawlessly. But without Shikadai there, y'all probably going to make it through and walk out of there with 40% health. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
I mean, hell, they kind of have a better win condition than normal because they don't really have to kill Mamushi. All they really have to do is get the drop on a Mamushi clone, get this out of possession to proc off, and then destroy Mamushi's eyes. That's literally it. And then you just wait for Boruto to destroy the body. So the win condition is the eyes. So if they can trap the Mamushis and get rid of his eyes, we can argue they won that fight with that clone because now he can't clone himself.
Yeah.
He also can't see.
But
he's kind of useless in the grand scheme of things now.
They gotta have to find somewhere. I'm trying to think. They gotta find somewhere in Village where they can destroy 20 to 30 clones at once and not worry about the area of effect when it comes to damage. Because realistically, you can't lure him out the village to destroy him. Jiro's gonna pop up. He can watch through the eyes. So they have to, and they already made it a point. All right, they're not gonna kill him off one by one. They have to round him up and kill him. So who's gonna take that final blow, and how are they gonna utilize the plan in order to gather them all into one spot effectively?
Well, we know who the bad guy's gonna be. It's gonna be a giant Rasengan crater directly in the middle of the Leaf Village. We understand that, but the plan to round them up, though, I think that's the question. I'm not.
I think Kawaki might black. It's between
Kawaki, Boruto, and Himawari. One of them three is gonna blast every single Mamushi into oblivion. And it's gonna be so funny. I can't wait to it.
For a fact.
Yo,
But
I got a question for you guys. What do you?
let me just put a button on this right quick.
Huh?
All due respect to Chocho and Inojin, even Shikadai to some extent, I don't think they should play big roles in this right here. Inojin, of course, because of his ability, but fighting wise, shouldn't play a big role. They should look like how Ino and Choji looked when Kakashi was fighting against Hidan and Kagura. Should just be like that.
Kakashi pulled and literally took over the show, bro. That's like that was their mission until Kakashi pulled up, and they changed everything. They were like,
yeah,
fuck it, Kakashi,
literally last second too. So now they was about to say no, like that shit.
This is funny.
So yeah, it should be like that. What would you say, Freaking?
Oh no, I was just going to ask you guys, what type of upgrades do you think Kawaki's getting at this present moment?
I think more
He
raw
might not be
power.
getting any.
False gun.
He's not getting any. He's sitting there with if you look at the screen, that's the only reason why I asked this is because if you look at this panel right here, he's sitting there with Amado.
Yeah, I think it's a false gun. He didn't get it yet. Maybe he did, but I don't think he got it yet.
In my opinion,
this is about to be the biggest arc in Boruto TBV, and we got this is the first arc in TBV where we're not saying, "Damn, so and so won't be in this." Everybody is in this arc. Everybody. So I think the power ups are going to be like
Avengers arc,
literally Avengers arc right here. So this, hot take, it's going to be the best arc at the end, but also it's like even for someone like Kawaki, like just because even we're getting Boruto right now, I don't even think like we might see Kawaki pop up. But I don't think we're gonna get any information or revelation about new powers from him yet, at the very least.
I think it'll just be simple, like a higher strength and speed buff. Not like, I give him Shiba Cell, so he has a new Shinjutsu now. I think it's too early for that. Yeah. So I think it'll just be building on his cybernetics. So like, I gave you a 20% power increase, a 20% speed increase. Literally go crazy. To kind of mirror Boruto kind of getting his new power up, like he got his sword, and now he temporarily has access to karma to a certain extent. So just to kind of mirror it.
My question would be, how would that manifest? Like, would he now be able to, like, I know this wouldn't necessarily happen right now, but would he be able to speed blitz a Boruto?
I feel like with how the story is going, it kind of implies that right now Kawaki's still stronger. I could be wrong. I just feel like right now Kawaki should be ahead of Boruto, just for like the Momoshiki plot issue.
I could see that, but I personally would still have Boruto above because the Jura fight, in my personal opinion, he fought a weakened version of Jura, whereas Boruto fought like a fully furnished, like all rested version.
Fully furnished.
Yeah, like he had all eyes, all hands, all limbs. Whereas with Kawaki, it's a bit different. So yeah, it's a bit different. So, but I wouldn't necessarily fully disagree and say I can't see a world where Kawaki would be stronger than Boruto. I think that's a good possibility.
And Boruto could definitely be stronger. I think we'll finally know definitively where the power levels are at the moment, if and when Momoshiki comes out, because we can go about this a couple different ways. If Momoshiki comes out, either Momoshiki's strong enough to beat Kawaki's strong enough to beat Momoshiki, and someone like Sumire, Sarada, and Himawari have to stop Kawaki from trying to kill Boruto. Or Momoshiki is just that stronger than Kawaki now, and we need an outside source to get Boruto back. So it has to be one of those things. And basically, pick your poison. Do you want Kawaki to be stronger, or do you want Momoshiki to be stronger in that initial encounter?
One of the things I could see, like, let's say Kawaki gets his power up now, and he's way faster and stronger than Boruto is in his base, but when Boruto uses his Karma Seal, then they're kind of matched.
That could also perfectly work.
I could see that.
And then,
my thing, though...
I was going to say, because right now, it seems like for now, Boruto is limited to his base Karma form. We don't have any true essence symbols. It's just going his normal Karma form. So Are we gonna go under the assumption that Kawaki's accessing true essence and Boruto's in base karma mode, or is that are they both in karma v1, or like what do you guys think? Because we know Boruto's not in true essence because he doesn't have the like true essence symbol. It's just going on regular symbol.
Now I have to go back and look. Just off first blush, I would say he's in the first version or the first form of karma. Talking about Kawaki, but I do want to go back to see, did he have the horn when he fought against Code?
No. So basically, there's the imperfect karma form, there's the true essence form, and then there's the horn form. So let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah, because Boruto didn't have the horn when he had his, I guess, true essence form. But even that, Code didn't say that was true essence, right?
Hang on. Let me just refresh my memory in a minute.
True essence, he was just like, he was confused at first whether it was Boruto.
Yeah, he thought it was like Momoshiki, but then it was Boruto. So here it is. Okay. So let's go back here. Okay, so he's activating his karma, and this is like the initial karma state. And then Code says, "You're an amateur when it comes to karma. Do you know why you get drastically stronger when you activate karma? Increased power and speed from improved physical ability is certainly a major factor, but that alone wouldn't result in such a exponential jump in battle strength. The real reason lies elsewhere, with karma's true essence. Karma's true essence, which is that the Otsutsuki's combat experience accumulated over millennia gets overlaid upon your mind and body. That's why you get stronger. In short, you instantly become a seasoned warrior. If you're able to draw on karma properly, that is. Now show it to me. I know you've got more than that. Let me just fix my mic just in case. Show me Momoshiki Otsutsuki's power, and then Boruto transforms. He has the new karma mark with Momoshiki's eye. And then go here. And then this is true essence mode. So we have him manifesting Momoshiki's eye, and we have a brand new karma tattoo pattern. Meanwhile, in the time skip, we have the base karma pattern. So the karma pattern we got in the flash forward also, and we could argue in the flash forward that the design wasn't finalized, but now that we're looking at it for the current chapter, it seems like he only has the barest minimum of control for the karma. He's not tapping into that second level.
Yes, so that's the first form. But picking up on down, the second form that we've seen Boruto transform into in part one, I'm not sure if that's true essence for a couple of reasons. I don't think he used any of Momoshiki's like abilities, and also like Code is also miffed. Like he's also confused. Whereas he's seen Jigen himself like utilize the true essence multiple times, so it shouldn't necessarily be like a shocker to him.
That is also fair. I guess we could just say it's a higher level of the karma. If we want to say true essence is like the full hard manifestation, which perfectly works for me. We just know that in this state, he's tapping into more of Momoshiki's raw power. And Ada even says at the very least, it seems he's now able to channel Momoshiki's power without his mind getting taken over. So he doesn't have like, he's not actively using the Byakugan, but he is tapping into Momoshiki's fighting experience and just raw power that's getting overlaid on him. So it just goes to the fact that Momoshiki is still in Boruto, so that might be limiting him. Meanwhile, Kawaki has full control of that engine, of that car, to where he can use the Kokugan or the other Shinjutsu that's granted to him. Meanwhile, Boruto's still kind of limited. But we do know that this form, and I'm just going to call it true essence, it is him tapping into a higher level of the karma.
I could see that. Quick question: do you think he has access to the Byakugan here, or is it just there for looks?
I think it's just there for show, because if he was tapping into, even when Momoshiki was in control, if he was tapping into the Byakugan's powers, other than like that future vision, we would have seen the veins to where he's looking with the Byakugan. So I think for right now, it's just showcasing Momoshiki's influence. And, it does look, it is a Byakugan eye. I'm Team Jogan. I think at the end of the day, he'll get a Jogan. But unless his veins pop up, he's not actively using that Byakugan, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing.
Now, not to like completely go to a different spot. But to be honest, it might be recently. Here, it might be a couple chapters after this. Kawaki's form, did he have the horn as well? I asked a little bit earlier.
Yes. So when Kawaki reactivated his karma, he did activate the horn, and
I remember
it's right here, and he activated the Kokugan. But then later on, when we see him activate the karma, it is just the base karma pattern with the Kokugan. So would we say he's using a true essence form since he has control over the dojutsu, or would we label him as base karma 1? So like this, basically. Because if he's in true essence while Boruto's in karma 1, we can argue that that's why Momoshiki's stronger. Or would we downgrade them both to just having the bare minimum control of karma? Because I feel like it's weird for Kawaki because he's the dude who's kind of the expert on karma. So why should he also be downgraded to karma V1 and not true essence?
Let me try to look for Kawaki's original karma design. Let me try to see something. I kind of see it. Yeah, it's a lot different. Even though it's a lot more similar than Boruto's designs.
Yes, because here we have him in the final few chapters where he's fighting Boruto. So he has the karma on, he has the Kokugan on. Meanwhile, when Boruto tries to activate his own karma, he's kind of limited to V1 where he's still not using it right, where the true essence from the code fight was more of a fluke because of the pills. So we could argue that in the time skip, Kawaki's using true essence, while Boruto right now is in that base karma state. So Kawaki is kind of potentially, which is not confirmed. I'm not 100% sure. We could argue that if he's using true essence form, he gets a higher power amp compared to Boruto, who seems to only have that bare minimum control because of whatever deal he made with Momoshiki.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that version would be true essence. I'd say it's just a higher form of the original. Yeah, of the original.
Because
karma.
like even when Boruto got revived, we see when Momoshiki takes control, he gets that karma pattern from the form Boruto showed against Code. Let's see, where is it? It's over here. So we do see Momoshiki utilizing, quote unquote, the next form of karma. So it's not like his facial design changed. Like we know he got the karma tattoo because of the revival, but the mechanics still work the same. He still has the base tattoo form, which is this that's going onto his eye. And then we also have this version where the pattern's spreading to the side of his face. So it does show a different level of karma usage.
Yeah. My thing is, I believe the horn state is still accessible, but it needs to be like a big emotional push.
Yes, I agree.
Every time we seen Kawaki do it, Naruto was in danger.
I agree 100%.
We know that's the main thing Kawaki cares about. So that could be like a trigger.
100%.
I don't know.
We've only seen him use the initial stages. Like even against Jura, he didn't go into V2 karma. He only went arguably true essence or V1. So I do want to see what pushes him to use the horns. And like again, we could argue that the flash forward designs weren't finalized, but even in like the original flash forward, we see them in Karma V1, and we could argue they didn't want to show off the Kokugan or they didn't have it finalized. But I wonder how this scene will play out because we do have like some differences. Like Boruto will have the katana instead of the original Sasuke sword, and Kawaki will have that Kokugan activated, I'm guessing. So I really want to see what they do with karma, because will they fight in these initial stages, or will they actually start accessing their horn states?
Very good question. I think they are. If I'd give my opinion, I think they will eventually start accessing the horn state. My thing with Boruto specifically, I think that'll be a lot more accessible once he makes that deal with Momoshiki. And we didn't really get the conclusion of whatever conversation they had. But eventually, I think they will team up, and that'll probably be like his base Karmasil form. Not necessarily not inverse base, but that'll be the form he always utilizes.
Yes, in my mind, I feel like Boruto's at the point where Naruto was when he stole Nine Tails' chakra, where he was able to access that initial Nine Tails cloak. but wasn't able to go into the further karma levels. So Boruto right now seems to just be in the initial karma state through whatever deal he made with Momoshiki, where he's not tapping into that other tattoo mark or the horn form.
Yeah, I can see that. The crazy thing is, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, oh, I completely forgot what I was about to say. I'm typing while talking. My bad. I'm typing while talking. What did you say? It's going to come back to me. What did you say just now? Like,
I said right now it seems like he's only able to access like the initial karma form throughout whatever deal he made with Momoshiki. So I wouldn't even be surprised if the eye stays closed and then the eye only opens when Momoshiki takes control, just to symbolize who's in control at that moment. Because we've only had 2 cases where his eye is opened. When Momoshiki was in control and he was in the higher, he was like, I'm just gonna call it true essence because I don't know what else to call it. And when he was in that true essence form, he opened the eye, and then once he gave control back to Boruto, the eye closed. And then we have the flash forward where he activates the karma and he opens his scarred eye. So I kind of want to place my bets that his eye will stay closed and will only open when Momoshiki takes control for now, until Boruto gets higher levels of control of the karma.
no, yeah, I can see that. By the way, I didn't remember what I was about to say, but a different point though. Like, Boruto's getting me mad, like the way Sasuke used to get me mad by not getting another arm. Like, why do they just have his eye healed? I'm confused.
That is a good question. It would just have to be optics, I guess, because we know people can just plug in other eyes and just use them.
Yeah.
So either he's going the route where, oh no, my brother gave me the scar, I have to use it to remember what I'm fighting for, get my brother back, or he just doesn't care. I really don't know, and that is definitely a good question. Unless for some reason that eye just can't be removed, and like, oh yeah, karma shenanigans, I can't touch this eye for some reason. So I don't think it's gonna be explained, but that is a good point.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm pulling up on Orochimaru's high. I'm stealing one of those Mangekyo Sharingan copies. Like,
Hell, it's not even that though. You could legitimately clone him a new eye through his own cells, so it'll be his own eye.
Oh my days.
Yo, Orochimaru, here's some of my DNA. Go clone me a new eye. But like, that's another gripe I had. Like, why can't Abada just clone Boruto a new body and put the karma on Boruto, on the Boruto clone?
He's a rogue ninja right now. He doesn't really have the resources to get his.
I mean, Orochimaru does.
Mitsuki does.
Sasuke could have thrown a good word back when he was still among us.
Mitsuki can right now.
Nah, Sasuke was considered rogue at that time too because he took sides with Boruto.
I don't think it's
but Orochimaru's not helping the village. If Sasuke tells him we need help, dude's gonna say, "Bet, let's go. Let's hop into my lab."
Nah.
Yeah, Orochimaru ride or die for Sasuke.
Yeah.
Oh, Orochimaru. Yeah. Okay, my bad. I'm half listening.
Yeah. Orochimaru would for sure help. Mitsuki currently, I think he'd help. Sumune could potentially do some sort of scientific technology dojutsu, like.
Yeah, right now.
Like what?
Yeah,
Sekie's eyes. Like, what's the problem?
Can you make this new synthetic Byakugan, Renegon, Mangekyo Sharingan eye, please?
He's not even right high.
It should just look cool to draw, bro. Boruto got the eye scar.
It could be.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, at the end of the day, we know he'll get a new eye. Well, not a new eye, but like he'll open that eye. It's just gonna be how they explain it that'll either make it weird or not weird. Because if he can only open that eye while the karma's there, they're gonna have to explain why. Like, does the karma temporarily heal the eye? Does the Jogan have a special power where it can work while the eye is scarred? Like, we need details, which I hope we get. Which I hope we do get a good explanation about. Because that'll be what makes it make sense.
Bro. He reversed the cells in Boruto's eye. You need reverse curse technique to fix that.
Well, no, quick question, because I never really asked Ryzen this question. We talked about it before, even here, but we've seen Boruto's Byakugan throughout the entirety of the series. Are you considering a Byakugan or a Jogan?
I'm concerned. I'm considering that the Jogan will be the final end all be all. We've all watched Bleach, right? I don't want to say something that's a spoiler.
No, I haven't. But
I mean, I ain't
kinda
finished. I'm on 1,000 Year Blood War. I ain't finished it though. Like,
I ain't done yet.
if it's like the original story, yeah, I've seen that shit though. So,
Where are you up in Thousand Year Blood War?
right before the last season, I got like a couple more episodes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. we can talk about it when everyone's caught up. But in my opinion, I feel like the Jogan will symbolize Boruto's true power. Like Momoshiki is the Byakugan, so you'll have to move past Momoshiki and get the Jogan. So I think eventually we will get the Jogan.
Yeah,
and like move past the Byakugan.
I agree.
I just don't like how they're playing Byakugan and Jogan games with the anime and manga.
Who's Byakugan? Who's Dojutsu we seeing first? Himawari's or Boruto's?
Bro,
we already see
I'm
him.
I'm gonna say it right now. It's overdue for
manga wise, bro.
I feel like this is the perfect arc.
And we only see Kurama's eyes. I'm gonna talk to. I gotta send an email to Iki.
100%. Because I feel like this is the perfect arc for her to use the Byakugan. We're fighting many Mamushi clones. Near 360 vision would be nice to use in battle. Plus, I feel like it fits because Himawari has the white eye, Kawaki has the black eye, and Boruto Jogan pure eye. So I feel like that matches. The motif matches between the three of them.
Yeah. But
I feel like Himawari's Byakugan is long overdue. Like there's no reason why she shouldn't be activating it.
Mm-hmm.
It's these Uzumakis. They don't want to show their dojutsus.
For sure. And it might be Hyuga hit as well.
Dojutsus in the clan. Them niggas used to brawl and slugging fists. Now they got eyes and techniques and hacks.
They got eyes, techniques, and hacks.
Yeah, I want to see the 128 palm jutsu from Himawari. I'm trying to see that on an Otsuki level tier.
And like we know that they know the
gentle with both of her hands and the hairs that turn into tails. They all one like come on.
That'd be nasty.
And like we
imagine
know
like
they know the gentle
pull up on her.
So they should be able to do it. They're just not doing it.
Yeah, they should.
Like Himawari knows the gentle fist.
I need that locked on. Yeah, locked on Himawari is actually. I'm more hyped than that for that than seeing the next Kurama journey. I want to see what she's gonna do. Like she go locked on. If she point 4 fingers at you, and she's staying in that stance that says locked on, brother, you better run.
No, Uchiha, because Ikamoto doesn't want to draw Byakugan eyes anymore. He's gonna have Himawari say, "Oh no, I want to fight like my dad and make him proud. So I'm gonna fight like Naruto." Now used to be.
I'll be so mad, bro. That panel when Kurama was running away from Himawari when she was running to hug Naruto, like that's the type of shit I'm thinking about. Like we need that strength in Himawari that struck fear into Kurama's heart, bro.
But you know what? Ikamoto hasn't really let me down, so I'm gonna trust his judgment and let him cook. It's just we're going on 10 years and we still have so many questions about these dojutsus. And we haven't really got anything, so that wait's getting kind of long, to be honest.
Honestly, and he's only introducing more questions as the time goes by.
Like, and I didn't even want to bring this up, but Nue, that's another topic.
Man, last time I went on a rant about Nue not being in this damn manga. Them niggas broke it to my car, bro. Nue is this a problem? I'm not off of it right now. I'm not like too keen on it right now because. That whole thing with Boruto Sword, like, I've been asking Ikimoto for the longest, what the fuck is Sumire even doing in the manga? You know, like, what is she doing other than being the love interest for Boruto and Sarada's, that whole storyline? And now that she's working on his sword, and then she implemented a secret material that we still don't know what it is yet, like, that's the stuff I wanted from this character, Sumire, so it's about time. I don't know when they're going to do Nue. I know a lot of people thinking she implemented Nue into Boruto's sword. I don't think that's the case, but the fact that Sumire is now getting the shine that the other side characters are getting, and they're getting emphasis on like something that only she can do, which is like upgrade Boruto's sword. I wouldn't put it past Ikimoto. We might see Nue within the next 12 chapters. Who knows?
Here's hoping. Hopefully, Christmas comes early and he does gives us like a really fire chapter for December. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to see either a Byakugan or a Nue or at least something to end off the year.
I hope so. Even give me back Goraga. What's the problem?
Ooh, that's a nice one.
At this point, I'm thinking they just had different no pun intended, different timelines for the Boruto story to go down. Because like this nigga Boruto got so many different powers. His sister got so many different powers. There's so many different versions of every character. It's like, what do they even want to do at this point? I don't forgot about Garaga. I'm like, who is that? Nigga Boruto got a snake summoning.
Nah, it's Kakashi all over again, where we know that he has 1,000 different abilities, but he only uses his favorite ones.
Literally,
Yeah.
he only uses the 7 that he was like, yeah, I know 1,000 jutsu. Well, I've only seen you use 7. It doesn't matter.
I like those 7. Those are my favorite.
Literally.
Yeah, I think Garaga just matches Boruto so much. Like
He
they
really
both
does.
blonde in one eye.
I feel like if we don't get Garaga in the manga, we might, depending on how they do the anime, we might get it. Because if they do cores, we could still get 1 to 2 episode extensions, which I hope. So I would like the anime only content to like fill in a few gaps.
Yeah.
But I really do wonder what the anime will do, because a lot of they kind of pushed themselves into a corner with a lot of things with the original anime. Like, for example, the Sarada Sumire talk.
Yeah, they cut out a lot of stuff that they're gonna have to address once the anime comes back.
And like Sarada being a chunin is easily addressed. Oh yeah, she got demoted. The higher ups didn't like her advocating for a traitor for 3 years, so as punishment, she was demoted back to Guinea. That's something so easy.
Yeah.
But if we enter the new anime with like no Metal Lee, as much as I hate Metal Lee, if we don't see Metal Lee or Denki or Iwabe and we don't get like context of what happened to them, or even knew it, it's gonna feel weird. Because where did half these characters go? Did they die? Did they retire?
They should have been fodder. Like, if we're not going to utilize them, they should be fodder for the villains, right?
Yeah, like
I agree.
I would be fine. I would be fine if when like Code attacks and we have those claw marks attack, not claw marks, the cloud grounds attack, we just have them all get turned into trees. If they just show them all into trees, I'm fine with that. But if we never see them and never get an explanation about them, that's where it starts getting weird.
That's crazy because like we went through 200 plus episodes with these niggas. You telling me these niggas don't exist? Like that's great. Like
because I'm fine with them
ain't no rewatch. That's why like the rewatch material is very limited on board because half of this shit niggas are watching be like, but if they don't got nothing to do with the story, what's the whole point? Like this might as well be a whole different anime with these characters.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like the fuck
and like I'm fine. I'm fine if you treat them for the anime version, the anime parallel timeline, and then you just have them show up at the end in like a picture. Like, yeah, we're back. BT dubs. Thank you, Boruto. But if they just never get mentioned at all, it's gonna be weird. Really weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
But
we gotta see some.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't think we're gonna see them anytime. I don't think we're gonna see them in the manga again.
Stop it.
We're not gonna see them in the manga.
Matter of fact, in the manga currently, this is the perfect time to see him.
Have them be the anti-Boruto group.
Yeah,
have them be have them be what Team 10 is fighting against. Like Shikamaru said, there's going to be people who are going to hinder Boruto.
It's going to be No Name Ninja A, B, and D.
And this works perfectly. Like Boruto said, we don't expect Chocho or Team 10 to fully be able to fight off Mamushi 1v1. Have them fight off Denki, Iwabe, Poki, Metal Lee, and just have them on the side trying to help
beat the fuck out of Denki, bro. Whoop this nigga Denki bad.
Denki's first page in the introduction to the manga, he's getting beat up by Chocho.
Hey, what's the problem? That Iron Man suit getting punched by a huge fist? I could see it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. We got to figure out who created these characters because they not real. I don't know if Ikimoto or Kodachi created them or like who created, like who made these niggas. The only reason is like they in conversation is because they brought Sumire into the manga. So that we know that they can do this. But it's a matter of like,
and then
I don't know if they went through a trial and they're like, yeah, let's just stick with Sumire. Like, everything else
Ikemoto said, oh, okay, Kodachi made like 20 different characters. I'm gonna pick one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Bro. Just one character.
But we know Ikemoto knows about them because he drew the novel arts, and we do have Nue drawn by him, and like Denki, Iwabe, and like the other Leaf getting at the time.
Yeah, he has to know about the class. It's just that they're not important to the
Yeah, they're not important enough to him to like showcase, which at the very least
that's not a problem. If it's just real life, like, yeah, it canonically inverse, these people are alive, but like
I'm telling the story. And as for the story, they're not really a part of it. They're in the verse, in the world, but they're not really a part of the story.
Yeah, and it's
I wouldn't
fine
mind
for them not to be shown. I just feel like we need an explanation in the anime. Like, if they get treated in the anime to like remove them from the story, then we at least know what happened to them.
Yeah.
If we enter the anime, especially because the manga, in reality, it doesn't matter because people who have been reading the manga don't know who these characters are anyway.
Yeah.
But all those anime only fans are gonna ask, where is Hoki? Where is Metal Lee, Iwabe, Denki? So the anime does have to address it. It doesn't have to be a long thing. They could just get treated, and that's the end of that. But I feel like the anime does have to address it, or else it just feels like two different anime continuities instead of one anime continuity.
Yeah. Literally a whole different cast in each fucking series, bro.
Would you see a situation where in the next arc, let's say after the Shinju, then another team gets the spotlight?
Yeah, that could definitely happen. Hell, we could just see them walking down the street and it would be fine. We just have to see. Right now, it feels like we're getting development character by character. So in the last arc, it was Sarda's character development, and now in this arc, we've had Sumire and Inojin's. So it just depends on like Koji and like how many characters he's gonna buff up in the next few arcs. So we could definitely get a new introduction team or whatever, and just focus on that for a bit.
Team 15, or is it 25? One of them. What team got Hoku on it? Is it 25 or 15?
It might be 15.
Yeah, team 15. We need fuck that. Yeah, bring team 15. Nigga Sai's out here sussing everybody out. Bring his.
Oh wait, no. Team 15 is Sumire's old team.
Okay,
so
yeah,
Team 25.
Bring Sai's team in here. We could see. Actually, you know what? Bring Sumire's team. At least those two teams.
Yeah, team 25 is Hoki, Hako, and Renga. So
yeah.
So what's Metal Lee's number? I thought Metal Lee was.
But those two teams, we can bring them back. They can make it work.
Yeah, to be honest, they gotta do some reshuffling with the teams. All due respect, put Tsubaki and Hoki together. Well, who's the third? Give me a third. Maybe Iwabe. That's a solid team.
For all we know, they could bring up Hoki's team because they're supposed to be Anbu, and Sai's making moves right now. Just have them get killed or something. I don't know. Or just do something.
Bring Sai's team in. We don't even got freaking Udon. Who does he lead? I forget. Who's
Metal Lee. That's why he's irrelevant. No
damn. Yeah. I'm sorry, Konohamaru. Yeah, get this nigga out of here, bro. I'm sorry.
We didn't even see him when Matsuri was out running around.
He didn't even try to spin and get back for Moegi. Udon is terrible.
No, it's in his contract though. But by contract, Metal Lee is not allowed to appear. So if you bring in Udon, you have to show Metal Lee.
He's not allowed by contract.
Yeah, go back to chapter.
Okay,
let's go back to chapter 1, right?
Oh,
let's go down here, where they have the little Boruto's friends introduction, and we have Metal Lee on the side not being allowed.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it like that Boruto opening where they had Sumire in the version 1?
Here it is.
Version 2.
Boruto introducing Boruto's friends. So all of Boruto's friends gets introduced, and we have Metal Lee in the corner saying, "What about me? What about me?"
Hold on. What?
This is bad. We still don't even know who his parents is.
He ain't Boruto's friend, so he's not important. Like we're seeing this through Boruto's lens, and he doesn't care about Metal Lee, so we don't care about Metal Lee.
That's crazy. We got Mitsuki. So it literally Denki, all them niggas. Yeah, GG's gang. Yeah, it's quiet. The only niggas we could bring back right now that makes sense: Team 15 and Team 25. Everybody else is like, it don't matter, bro. Ain't no such thing as Konoha 11. This is like the Konoha 7, Konoha 5. Fuck that. It's like,
and then like I
wouldn't even mention.
Then I think Sumire gets her own like page after she's introduced. So they're the only ones who got pages, and like Metal Lee tried to sidestep in, but no one cared, so he's gone.
Yeah, this is bad.
And here's
he was literally the last person that was like, damn, we don't got a team for him.
Even Akira Inuzuka gets a page, not Metal Lee.
Katasuke got a page in the volume. Hold on. He got a page in the volume that I had. Yeah, bro, it's crazy out here. Fuck that.
This is terrible.
He even got the girl right here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that nigga Metal Lee is not in the. He's not real.
She out here calling Katasuki a stud.
He pissed me off.
It's over for Metal Lee.
Yeah, bro. Let's not nothing. Fuck.
And then I think Metal Lee's last manga appearance was chapter. Hang on. Probably 16.
Damn, that nigga wasn't when he lost in the Chunin exams.
Nah, it was when he was watching Boruto fight Naruto.
Oh, damn, he was there.
And unless Ikamoto didn't draw him in, because I remember him being in the anime. Wait, was he? Oh, here he is. Okay, I was about to say. This is his last manga appearance. It's chapter 16.
Chapter 16? What page is that, bro?
Page 35.
Yeah.
So almost 10 years ago, hell. Like 9 years ago was his last manga appearance.
He stopped the electric waves with a wall of earth. That was the last thing this nigga said, bro. Get him out of here, bro. I'm so mad. Why is he alive?
Because he broke his contract. Dude wasn't allowed to appear. He snuck into the arena and they kicked him out again.
That's crazy. He's not even on the next pages.
Because they kicked him out. They realized what was wrong. They realized Metal Lee isn't supposed to be here. Even look at this. Look
at the chat bubbles are covering him up. They drew chat bubbles over him.
Look, they even have Chocho, Inojin, and Shikadai talking, and Metal Lee just gone. No one cares.
Listen, this is nasty work. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. He deserves it, bro.
But have him crash out utilizing 8 gates, and he'll be remembered for a long time. And I would love that. I would love to see that, but I feel like Ikamoto specifically hates Metal Lee because it's a meme at this point. Yeah, he's like Konohamaru. Yeah.
At least Konohamaru gets pages.
I don't know. I might argue Metal Lee is better off being mysterious.
I ain't gonna lie. TBV has done a good, like before it was the Boruto Kabuki Naruto Sasuke show. Right now it's like a story. So I'm liking that. This brought in enough of these main characters because part 1, opposed to like the last 2 arcs, we wasn't getting no Sarada, no Mitsuki content, no Team 10 content. Like the only side characters we getting is Shikamaru and Amato, and that's it. So I'm rocking with the fact that we know like it's certain people that knows Lord Kubo by name, like the nigga that assisted to the daimyo. Like it's crazy out here. We got these characters that are getting this amount of screen time. So I think either, like you said earlier, it's one by one, slowly going to be implementing characters in. But I don't think he's expanding the cast much as far as like existing characters, rather than introducing new characters. Like bro, this nigga Metal Lee. I'm tired of saying his name, so I'm gonna start talking about Denki and Iwabe. So yeah, Wasabi, Denki, Iwabe, Namida. Yeah, I don't think it's enough hope for them.
Yeah, I just feel like there's just too many, and like he's been pretty tame. Like he's reintroducing old characters. I do hope we get Katasuke back because I feel like Katasuke is like that ride or die guy for Boruto, and he's a scientist. Like he's a great scientist in his own right.
He coined the nickname Young Lord. That's the
and like I hope he does like something similar to what Amado supposedly did and like comes to his senses. And you know, with the daimyo side of the things, you're kind of forced to introduce new characters if you want people from the daimyo side. Yeah. But I like how he's reintroducing Ibiki, Ino, Sai.
Yeah,
and it seems like a slow drip with the new gen, with like like what you said, Namida, and like all those other side characters. It feels like their moment to shine isn't gonna come because like they're on that waiting list, and whatever the fans think, Iwabe and Denki are on top of that list. So you have to do them first. And I feel like there's just too many to where you can't fully address them all in depth. And like, you're better off just putting them in a page or two.
I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be the leak page. We're going to see Denki walking through a door, waving his hand in a time skip design. And the timeline is going to go crazy. They were like, Denki's in the manga, guys.
You're gonna have Denki say, I don't know what's gotten into your Chocho. I don't know why you're helping Boruto, but I'm gonna stop you as his Iron Man suit comes up. But then Chocho punches him and breaks his suit.
Like it's gonna be some shit. Like, bro, there's no way these niggas are getting. I don't know, man. And it's crazy. I don't know. Before the anime comes back,
first, or we get one of these niggas in the manga? What's happening?
Oh my god. Oh, we're really gonna place bets on this?
What's happening? I need to know the over. Shout out to
Bro,
Mello. The over
we're
under
going to see one of them characters. We're going to 100%.
before the anime comes back.
I'm gonna give
Yeah.
Ikamoto the benefit of the doubt and say yes. Before the anime comes back, we'll at the very least see one of them.
Next
Ooh,
6
that's
chapters.
That's a tough one.
That's 6 months though, so it's gonna be a long wait.
I think I'm agreeing. I want to agree with y'all because if we're gonna go focus on Psy, I think we might at least, if we don't do like the random dinky panel, like I said, we might get a glimpse of Team 25 because
Uchiha, I'm gonna be so pissed if we get a Psy-centric chapter and he brings on Anbu members and it's not Hoki. Because what was the point of having?
I would be like, bro, you got a whole Anbu squad under you, and you not bringing them niggas in the mix. Yeah,
not even a name drop. If that doesn't happen, that's when I'm gonna lose all hope.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some Hoki content. I ain't gonna lie, Hoki. I think Inogen for me personally, that's my underdog of the generation. But I think Hanoki has what it takes to be like an underdog. Like end of series, everybody loves that character. Cause I didn't have no eyes on him until the Chunin exam arc when I was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. He more than a Kakashi lookalike. I actually rock with this guy, Hoki. And that photographic memory is actually like that's something that they need right now.
Okay, here's an even more cope. Do we think Kawaki's academy classmates will ever show up?
Oh my gosh. What's Himawari's friend name? The one who got TTYB'd by Inogen, the original dude who had the crush on Himawari?
Man, I don't even remember.
I forget the guy's name with the star. Yeah, it's
Inogen won. For better or worse, Inogen won. Dude's gone. Dude's irrelevant.
Yeah, dude ain't got no chance with Himawari at this point. But yeah, them niggas is gone, bro. Ain't none of them left. The princess, what was her name? Hana or something? Yeah,
I think so.
None of them alive to make it. The only somewhat talented shinobi was the ones on Himawari's team, and even then, she was miles better than all of them niggas.
Yeah, we're not seeing him no more. It's over for that.
Or we might see him be like, that damn Inogen.
Yeah, it's over. Well, let's go. Not to completely change the subject, but I did have a question I want to ask before the end of the pod.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't Boruto? I think I asked Black Uchiha this, but right, why didn't Boruto stop Code before the Shinjus came about?
That's not actually confirmed. I can only guesstimate.
Yeah.
So the plan was Koji knew that Code was gonna show up into the village, and Boruto would need to put the toad on Code and make Code retreat to be able to reverse summon himself or to flying Raijin himself to the Tensil's dimension. So if you do it beforehand, Code's probably just in his dimension, so you have to go cause a commotion outside and in public. And if you do that, you run the risk of fighting other ninjas. So I guess it's just a situation where they needed to get Code, and Code only left his dimension when he was going to find Boruto in the village. So I guess it's just that. Like we can't fully 100% say why they didn't try to get Code earlier. So it's like it's completely up in the air.
Yeah, I think if it with like inverse within the last year, because we know Code has been quote unquote chasing Boruto for 2 years. I think within the last year, Boruto reached a point where he felt like he could take on Code. It's just a matter of catching him actually at that point.
That could also be a thing. It could be he just now 2 weeks ago got strong
Literally,
to where he was confident enough to be able to go against Code.
Before he was probably like, I could, but I ain't gonna lie, he might watch me. Let me get out of here.
I guess I could kind of see that. My thing is that if he wanted to find Code, I think he could have found him though. Like Code was actually looking for him. Like, he could have just made some noise.
I feel like the issue becomes because Koji is this, for the most part, he's not always all-knowing person. I guess that we don't have solid concrete evidence. It's just like what we can use, like what we can assume. I'm guessing in Koji's mind that was the best chance they had to be able to catch Code off guard and potentially get rid of Ten Tails without things going wrong. I'm just guessing the other times would be just too risky or even riskier. That's the only thing we can really say because it's basically Koji's plan. He says how high to jump. We say how high in that early situation. So it's whatever Koji saw.
Even the dialogue lets us know, because like Koji told Boruto after he right before he flying Raiden back to the hideout, he was like, "You knew we had a slim chance of succeeding in this anyway." So it was probably a future Koji saw. He was like, in maybe one of the hundreds of futures I saw, you
There's
killed
a slight
Tails
chance.
before the Shinju arrived, so we can take that route. But I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, because like Kawaki did delay him, and then like even without Kawaki delaying him, it's too early to say if he would have had enough time to actually destroy Ten Tails. So it could have just been that was the best possible chance they had, and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I think y'all are more level-headed than me. I'm more tinfoil hat theory on this. I think this is just a training arc.
Because we have to take because it just depends on whether we're taking Koji on face value, or if you said it's a training arc. He's kind of giving us half truths, and he's more so using the Shinju to train everyone for a bigger threat. So it would just depend. Will you take Koji at full value, or will you think he's planning something different?
In a way, like taking him at full value is understanding that he's not going to tell us everything.
Yes.
So like, I don't know, but yeah, I just believe it should have been a lot easier to just find code before and just find the 10 tails that way. But again, my idea overall is just he wanted this all to happen so they could all get stronger.
And that could 100% be true. Dude could have said, okay, so I know this Otsutsuki dude is going to show up. I'm not going to tell Boruto this. I'm going to use these divine trees as a training arc. So I'm going to tell him what he needs to do, but not really know. That could 100% be it. It just depends on what do we believe Koji's saying? Like, do we believe what Koji is saying is true? Or does he have an ulterior motive? Because realistically, if he truly wanted Konohamaru to die, he could have just told Boruto everything's fine. But he didn't.
Yeah, true. But I do believe he still would need Boruto's cooperation, though. So I don't necessarily think he would just like completely just lead him astray, especially in a character that he'd probably feel a lot closer to. But I do believe eventually Konohamaru could be used as like a fodder for Boruto's like horn update.
I hope so.
If we were, I hope so too. But because if we are thinking about like most of the times or all the times that Kawaki utilized the horn, he's in severe like emotional distress because Naruto's about to die. And I guess if Konohamaru actually does get clapped, that could be just the amount of emotional distress for Boruto.
I hope so, because in my mind, and I feel like I'm going to piss off Konohamaru fans, I feel like the Hokage title ship has sailed. And if we do get another Hokage, it's Sarada. I just don't see a way for Konohamaru to get like enough wiggle room on that, because he's already mistrusted by the daimyo now. So even if they replace Shikamaru, unless Konohamaru just does some convincing, I just don't see him becoming Hokage. I feel like, I'm not saying he's weak. Like, he's definitely Hokage material. It's just he's in a weird spot where it just doesn't fit him right now.
You're nicer than me. I'd say he's not Hokage material.
I'm trying to be a bit objective, but I hate Konohamaru. I'd rather him 6 feet under. So we can go that. I can go that route.
Yeah, Konohamaru would have been a lot better if he just sacrificed himself in like an elite way. Like Mujino, I might be pronouncing his name wrong, but his teammate once they fought against Ao, like he went out like a gangster, like a straight up. People loved him, even though they didn't like him in the manga. They had no idea about his character. Once you've seen the anime and what he did, and before he died, like all the sacrifices he made, plus that little frog filler episode that we saw with, I think it was Boruto. Like, people loved his character.
Yeah.
See, I blame Boruto. We could have had another Sarutobi death to follow the motif, but we didn't. We had part 1 Naruto, Sarutobi died. Part 2 Naruto, Sarutobi died. We could have had a Sarutobi die in Boruto, but Boruto just couldn't live without Konohamaru, unfortunately.
Or they kept the tradition of Gaara getting kidnapped every first arc.
And someone dying from the Sand Village.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is crazy. I always talk about how. Oh man, I was about to start joking.
What you want to say? Say it.
No, I was about to start joking about the Kazekage's security. Like the first, I don't even know the first, but Rasa died. The Kazekage before him got
Kidnapped and died.
Gara multiple times got
They
kidnapped.
need to be investigated thoroughly.
What do you expect when you have Conqueror leading that shit? Who got
Oh my
puppets?
God.
What's he supposed to do? He has puppets.
Yeah, the crazy thing is he might even be better than the last one, who ended up being part of the Akatsuki.
Literally, bro, how you gonna allow your Kage to get manipulated by Orochimaru and then backdoored? And then backdoored prior to a tuning exams, bro. Where operations and defense and security should be at its highest, a joint tuning exams. But nah.
It's nasty. And then when the Akatsuki actually attacked the sand, one of them flipped on the entire defense squad. Like, this is crazy.
Oh my, yeah, the hidden sand needs to be investigated.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell, bro.
I can't, man. I wish he was a Kage like the Cloud Village or something like that. Gar's one of my favorite characters. He got.
Let's not speak too soon. If Jura wants to hunt down another tailed beast, the Cloud Village might be out of luck. We're gonna have to see how.
If Killer Bee's even there, the nigga probably in Make Out Paradise right now. Right. we don't know where Killer Bee be at.
No, that's a fact. But this brings up another question I did have. Why does Jura still want Naruto?
Because it was his instinctual drive to want Naruto. It's like he said Naruto's name. He said Naruto by name. Because if he was actually hunting down Kurama just for Kurama, he would have just said Ninetales. But he specifically said Naruto. So that means his instinct is Naruto. So when he realized that Naruto was gone and possibly dead, he switched his sight to Himawari. He still wants Himawari, of course. Yeah. Because Ninetales is in there and he's just interested in Himawari. But now that he knows now that he knows for sure Naruto's alive, he still wants his main target. So now he wants them both and to kill Boruto. Basically.
Let me correct what I said. Not just like the tailed beast is why he wants Naruto, because Ryzen's right. He tried to track Naruto through sensing Kurama's chakra, and that eventually led him to Himawari. But more so, like Naruto's life with what he said to Kawaki, he was the one who tamed,
who befriended multiple tailed beasts.
Yeah, so he's just trying to find out like what's the deal with this Naruto guy.
Yeah, and then like Himawari, he just wants to know about her power, why she has Ninetales in her, and more about Ninetales because that's the closest thing to Naruto.
Yeah,
but now he knows his main target's still alive, so he's gonna want both. And then like let me try to find that panel.
Like even in the world where the gods and the power tools are creeping above, like I still even believe to this day Naruto's durability has not been surpassed, because you got so many powerful villains pulling up and still being like, yeah, either they want Naruto or like we gonna seal this nigga because I can't kill him right now.
And then it just depends, because Jura is more interested in like that emotional aspect, like with what everyone's target is. So in his mind, Naruto befriended many tailed beasts who are like similar creatures to him. So he wants to find the answers of life kind of through Naruto. He believes if he devours Naruto, he'll get the answers to what he wants. And like he even talks about it. There's only one thing in this world that you want to protect, and that is supposed to be Uzumaki Naruto. A while ago, I went to Konoha seeking him and was shocked to learn that he had passed away. But now, looking to your sincere eyes, I'm convinced Uzumaki Naruto, he's alive, isn't he? So he thought Naruto was gone. He switched off to Himawari because of Ninetales. Now he knows his main target's alive. So now he's getting a 2-for-1 special. He can go after Himawari, but now he also knows Naruto's still here, so he can go find Naruto whenever the situation suits him. He says, so I'm right, you're easy to read. I'm not good at lying either, and I know this will likely get under your skin, but I want to consume Uzumaki Naruto. So he's still a target. I heard that he shared a deep bond with many of the Biju, and perhaps love had something to do with that as well. I can't help thinking that. I'm hoping that I might learn more about love if I devour him. So he just wants that, like, he wants to understand that bond that Naruto forged with the tail beasts.
Yeah.
Yep, I see it.
So he basically wants every Uzumaki clan member except for Hinata. He wants to devour Naruto and Himawari. He wants to kill Boruto, and he wants to also eat Kawaki. The only one missing from that set is Hinata. Unfortunately, no one wants Hinata, which I'm sad about because no one's even mentioning her.
Damn, unfortunate.
We need to bring back Hinabi. That's what we need. We need to bring back the real baddie of the
the Hyuga clan.
No, if Tony decide he wants the Tensei gun again, if he's unsealed, you never know. Could be.
Like, we got her team out here. Wait, who is Hinabi's team? Oh, she don't have a team, does she?
I think she had a team. I
think she does have. Hold on, let me look this shit up. Hanabi fine ass. Who she leads?
Team. Oh, it's Team 15.
What the fuck, man? I'm sick of these niggas. Team 15 is everywhere. Oh wait, no, that's Sumire and them, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sumire. Well, it's not Sumire anymore. It's Tsubaki.
You know. Yeah.
Tsubaki, you know. Yeah, man, bring Hanabi back, man. Let me see what can man. I know I said I didn't want to see them earlier. Fuck it. If we get to see Hanabi, yeah, bring.
No. The Hyuga clan are under that same contract as Metal League. They can't show up in the village, or else you have to address the Naruto Himawari stuff. So they're blacklisted.
Crazy out here, bro. We got a whole Hyuga clan, a whole plethora of fucking Byakugans chilling behind a wall.
They retired. They're retired now. They don't want to get. They don't want to get genocide like you.
They're talking about something. Who's infiltrating the village? Nigga, open your eyes and see. You got 360 degrees. Find out. And a whole clan.
They remind me of the Senju clan. Like, this is bad. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
You can't just be having them just chilling. No. We need a prodigy. We need a teacher.
I got like they fraudulent because I don't know what the fuck happened with them. Like why they die off after Tsunade. What happened with them?
You tell me. Like where's Tsunade's kids?
Literally, she don't got no cousins, no nothing. She must have been the last Shinju when she was born. Like that, I don't know, bro.
You said Shinju, yeah. I mean,
yeah, Shinju, yeah.
I mean, you know it's bad when Ashura reincarnates into the closest relative of the Senju because there were no Senju kids being born around that time.
Them niggas just stopped procreating. It was like fuck it.
Because to be a chakra transmigrant for Indra and Ashura, you have to be blood related to them.
Yeah.
So Ashura was reincarnating into Senju clan members. Dude couldn't find one. Dude reincarnated as Naruto. Well, it's chakra reincarnated as Naruto.
Yeah. Yeah. I be thinking about who was what's the names? Not in between, because I think it went straight from Hashirama and Madara to Naruto and Sasuke, but like before Hashirama and Madara.
I'm guessing just random Uchihas and
just some random Uchihas and Senju. Niggas is out here killing each
other. Because even Black Zetsu says, it's rare for an Ashura and Indra transmigrant to like work together.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's seen a few of them. They most likely just killed each other, and that was it.
He was like, "Damn, this nigga can't awaken the eternal. We're gonna try the next one. Another 20 years. Ah, damn." We was close this time, but next time. Nigga saw Madara, his eyes lit up. He said the stars are aligned.
Finally, after 1,000 years, finally someone awakened the Sharingan. The manga.
Now, quick question though. Speaking of the guys back in the day, there's a way to now bring people back to life, like sort of like Dragon Ball type of thing, like throughout the Karma Seal. Should that be forbidden? Like the reanimation jutsu, or should it be good?
Well, it would have to depend on if it actually works, and if it does, there's a special circumstance because we got to remember, Amado backed up Akabi's brain and data, so the average person who's already dead isn't gonna come back like that unless you back up their quote unquote data beforehand. So someone like you continue.
Quick question: How did he back up the data and brain? Did he after she died? Did he just preserve the brain?
I'm guessing that's what he did. He didn't really explain it. I'll pull up the chapter right now. We just know he backed her up, and that's
my guess. Is that could be done through DNA harvesting.
That is true. That is also true. It would just have to depend on what he specifically did, because would placing a karma on Koji and having the DNA of Jiraiya / Koji incorporated into that karma bring back Jiraiya? That's the question we'd have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, let's see, I'd make her a new body via cloning. I didn't care about the ethics anymore. It seemed logical to give her a totally new shell rather than fix up a defective product. After all, this was a field that I'd long tinkered in. The bar was significantly easier to clear than developing new meds, which I feel like he lied. I feel like all this like Otsutsuki stuff is way harder, but that's just me. Akabe died a short time later, yet I wasn't sad, at least not at that point. I plugged away in a risk against time. I preserved. Oh yeah, you're right. I preserved Akabe's brain and succeeded in extracting, digitizing, and creating a backup of her memories.
Oh yeah, so
I'm guessing you have to preserve the brain because remind me, with Koji, did he only have fragments and feelings of Jiraiya, or did he have all of Jiraiya's memories?
I have no idea.
I think it was only like fragments.
Yeah, I think it might have just been fragments because when he came back to Hidden Leaf Village, he didn't know specifically why his fate was linked to the Hidden Leaf Village.
So I think it was like only like those lingering memories through chakra. So I'm guessing you would need to get the brain, digitize it, and then put that in the karma. So if it does work, you can't you wouldn't be able to bring back anyone who's been dead. But if you planned beforehand and like, oh yeah, I preserved Sumire's brain, so if she dies, I can reconstruct the karma through Kawaki, have clone a Sumire body, and then have Kawaki put the karma on the Sumire body and revive her, provided that works. Plus, I don't think it would be a forbidden jutsu, because to do it, you would need the karma, and there's only 2 people on the planet with karma, unless you have Boruto spam karma to people, and even then there's a possibility they die because you need the whole compatibility situation. So it'd be more so one person can potentially revive the dead after like a couple months of planning. So it's kind of harder than like what Dragon Ball does, where oh yeah, I can just gather the Dragon Balls and just wish for it whenever I want. Or even go to Namek when the Earth ones are recharging, or go get the Super Dragon Balls, or the Demon Dragon Balls from Daima, or like Trumbo's Dragon Balls from Planet Cereal.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I was looking into it, and I was thinking all those things that would make the reanimation jutsu forbidden, it wouldn't necessarily apply to the karmic resurrection. But again, the karmic would be a lot more difficult. With the forbidden, it's like you have to have like an actual human sacrifice. Also, if you actually bring back the dead, the dead, it wouldn't necessarily be them. They'd be in a more obedient form to that whoever casted the jutsu. So it wouldn't necessarily be the actual thing.
Hell, in my opinion,
I think when it's like forbidden jutsus, it has more to do with like less about it being more immoral and more about it being dangerous. Because even the shadow clone jutsu is like a forbidden jutsu.
Yeah,
I don't know why the shadow clone is forbidden though.
Because it kills normal people if they overuse it. Like if you try to use it, you're gonna drain most of your chakra.
Oh yeah, true. Makes sense.
And you know, to an extent, it would be a forbidden jutsu because, like, say Kawaki wants to put a couple karmas on like a couple of leaf villagers. Most of them will probably die. So it would be like a curse mark situation where 1 in 10 people die, or like 1 in 1,000 people. I mean, 1 in 1,000 people live, and like 900 people die.
But how would why would the karma kill people though?
Because you need a compatibility. Like remember Jigen, he kidnapped a ton of kids, and every time he tried to place the karma on them, they died. So it's a compatibility issue. You have to be.
I get that, but Jigen wasn't really compatible with Ishiki either.
Yeah, but he was able to survive getting a karma implanted into him. These kids died. The only one who was able to survive was Code and Kawaki.
I'm thinking that could be a function of like the karma process of what they tried to recreate. Like hypothetically, if there was an actual Otsutsuki member out there that tried to implant a karma stone into like any random person, I think that'd be significantly easier than the machines that the kids were going through.
we just have to see, because it feels like Momoshiki lucked out. Like with Boruto, like even if we don't fully know what makes someone compatible, Boruto was already an Otsutsuki descendant, and he already had Byakugan blood in him.
Yeah, true.
So it would just have to be like a compatibility issue. Like even like at that point, there has to be a reason why these Otsutsukis aren't implanting everyone with karma. Because Momoshiki could have just went beforehand, or even Kinshiki, to say, yeah, you know what, we're on Earth, I'm going to implant a few people with my karma. So I feel like because we have like talk about compatibility, Like even after the Ishiki stuff, like they even talk about we don't know what makes someone compatible with karma. It feels like that might be a trade off where if karma fails, you're just dead.
Yeah, that's possible. I was thinking more with karma, like if they pick a vessel that isn't necessarily that can't actually withhold the power of the actual Otsuka member, then they just die if they actually do try to resurrect. But if
Yeah, that
they
works
just,
too.
but they could just implant the karma regardless. Well, it could be a certain situation though where the karma seal itself could be like a detriment to the host. Like for example, like what Kawaki and Boruto was going through, where they actually had to like wrestle with the power and to actually try to utilize it. Those who could be special in themselves, and like a regular ninja might not be able to do anything with it. And Jigen also had help from the actual Otsuka member that was in his body as well. So you never really know how a regular ninja would do with the actual power of the karma. That's the only thing I'd see.
Yeah, that's fair. We just have to know more about how the karma works because we've only really seen Jigen's karma fail against people.
Mm.
Momoshiki got lucky, and those are the only two examples we have. So we have A, Momoshiki lucked out, and we have B, Jigen, who failed but was able to get the karma implanted on him. He was just a weak host. And then we have the kids. We don't really have too many precedents for karma.
Yeah, true.
So in my mind, I just compare it to the curse seal. So Orochimaru bites you, you get the seal, you either live or die. 9 out of 10 of them die, like when he did it with Anko. He had 10 test subjects, 9 of them died. So they just said, oh yeah, there's a 1 in 10 chance that you'll survive. That's what I'm assuming right now, that if you're not compatible, you just get off like the curse mark.
It could be.
But I could definitely
But
be wrong. Like there could be a lot more nuance. It's just we don't have any.
Mm.
We don't have a lot of precedents and like examples
True.
for karma.
True. One of my other ideas with the karma, this comes from Kawaki potentially getting a power up. Like I was thinking, Kawaki himself could utilize another vessel, like a
He
vessel
could definitely
that could
do that.
withstand another power up. And this might not be a good thing for my guy Amato, but Akibi's body could be it. But it would be a little bit confusing because he said as soon as you implant the karma, she would be revived. But something like that, I feel like could potentially withhold a power for Kawaki.
100%. Kawaki could say, "Oh yeah, I figured out how to circumvent her data and implanted my data instead." Hell, he could say, "You know what? Code's a loser. So you know what I'm gonna do? Those Shibai cells could benefit me more. I'm gonna go implant a karma on Code, resurrect through Code."
Good. Good, honestly. It's crazy. It's crazy that was like foreshadowed a lot earlier. Now it's like way more realistic when Kawaki asks if he could pretty much implant. Was it Ishiki or Jigen with the karma seal?
Plus, we already have like the little crumbs with Amado saying, "Yeah, your body will burn out. You will die if you keep trying to get more power this way." Kawaki could say, "Okay, fine. If I die, I'll just resurrect in another vessel and then get power that way."
God, this is crazy.
The only thing with it is, do we think if Kawaki puts a karma on someone and resurrects, would he still keep the karma or not? Because in a normal Otsutsuki resurrection, they lose the karma. So do we think that they're just? Do we think that the karma is just so a part of them now because of the failed resurrection that it's just with them for life? Where even if he resurrects, he'll still have his karma.
Wouldn't the karma be Kawaki's essence? Oh shit, my bad. Like
Yes.
the karma would be Kawaki's essence. So in a sense, he wouldn't even need the karma seal at that point. He would embody everything that he already is.
Would he get the same power from the karma seal that the karma seal gives him?
He wouldn't need
Because
he wouldn't.
If you remember, when Ishiki was in Jigen and when Jigen had the karma, he had the power to absorb chakra. But when he resurrected, he lost that ability. So you do lose abilities when you lose the karma. We know Boruto and Kawaki are full Otsutsukis, but they still get a power increase when they use the karma. So if he does resurrect, is it like what Nino said? Kawaki just has that power in him in base now, and he just lost the karma absorption? Or is karma just so in tune with them now that they just keep it whenever they resurrect, if they resurrect?
I'd probably say they lose it. Not gonna lie,
That would be
because
hilarious.
the
That'd be
karma
so
seal
funny.
wouldn't. Yeah, it would. But like when the karma seal compresses your own DNA, the karma seal in itself wouldn't also compress into that DNA.
Yeah.
Unless the
That's
karma
it.
seal is now a part of their DNA, which I don't think so.
I just feel like it would be hilarious if Kawaki wants more power and then resurrects and then say, "Wait, where did my karma go? Wait,
Yeah, that'd be
did I just
wild.
lose power? No."
I don't think
That'd
you would
be
lose
wild.
power though. Like when he's using a karma seal, he's drawing on Jigen's power. So like if he made a karma seal for himself, he would already have Jigen's power and his power embodied in that karma seal. So when he resurrects, all that power he uses without having to activate his karma seal.
I can see it. So like more like the power goes into his base form. It's just interesting now that they're full Otsutsukis, they still have the karma that seemingly amps them up past that. Because Boruto in base is stronger than Momoshiki ever was.
Yeah.
But yet the karma still amps him up to a higher level.
Well, yeah, because he's when he uses
that
the karma.
if he were to take over Boruto's body, he would be extremely strong. So
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be
100%.
different.
Would you say like when he's going into the karma, he's tapping into Momoshiki's power? It's like Naruto. Naruto, you can say maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong. He was stronger than Kurama chakra wise, but he still utilized Kurama's strength because it did make him exponentially stronger because he's stacking Kurama's chakra on top of his.
yeah, it's hard because I ain't gonna lie. That whole Naruto versus Kurama, I don't know if it's cap. Naruto did beat the nigga in a battle fair v1s, but Kurama's missing half of his power, so I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know.
Because
Straight up, who would win Naruto versus Kurama? That's I don't know.
in my mind, it seems like the karma relatively gives a base amp in general. In Kawaki's case, he does get Ishiki's power, and they do get their battle experience. But it seems like in my mind that the karma has like a set amp to them, and like even though they basically became their Otsutsuki hosts, they basically their Otsutsuki parasite. Like Kawaki can use all of Ishiki's abilities in base now. At least I think so. It seems like they do get an extra power up with the karma. So it's really interesting to see. And I really want to know more about the karma because they still have like the horn forms and there's still so much we don't know about karma. And then with the Kurama situation, it's just a thing where the tailed beast can't fully utilize its power by itself. Its power is more focused in the Jinchuriki. That's why you could have Madara beat Kurama, but when Kurama's in the Jinchuriki like Naruto, he can beat Madara. And like the better the host is, the more powerful they are.
Yeah.
So it could work similar to like a Jinchuriki to where, yeah, Boruto's so compatible with the karma that it just amps him up and just combines Momoshiki's power with his through the karma. It's just there's a lot of questions that I really want answered.
Yeah.
Could be. Well, let's say hypothetically. All right. So this would essentially encompass what I'm trying to say. Hypothetically, Kawaki does implant a karma stone to someone else. Does he then get the dojutsu?
Yes.
Say that again. Hypothetically, he does what now?
Yeah, like hypothetically, Kawaki gets a vessel. He revives himself into that vessel. Would he keep his dojutsu?
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of him now. So yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Because he could use it in base now, and it seems to be a part of his DNA regardless of karma now. So if we say he loses his karma, he would still have his Otsutsuki-fied genetics, which gives him Ishiki's bloodline limit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. So in a way, it does like change his own DNA. I could see that. Yeah.
And then we could even say he keeps the power. A bare minimum, the only thing he'd lose is absorbing chakra because that's through the karma. So even if we say
strength boost, yeah, but
Yeah, so even if we say he keeps most of that power, he still loses something by losing the karma. But you know, they could just say, oh yeah, the karma is just so in tune with Kawaki that he resurrected with it. Because if hypothetically he does put a karma into someone and resurrects before the flash forward, then we know somewhere somehow he has a karma. Hell, he could even go back to Aono and say, "Yo, I resurrected. I need you to bring that karma back again. Okay, reconstruct it again. There. That's how he gets his karma back."
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I honestly believe that they should be doing a lot more scientific stuff in Boruto. I know that we are doing a lot, but I expected a lot more. I ain't have to lie, especially with the side characters. I thought they
I
all
feel
be
like
side work at this point.
we're starting to get more crumbs because
Yeah.
most of the scientific ninja tool stuff was kind of used on Kaoki's side of things because he is like a ninja tool, and then we have like Delta in the background. Now we're starting to get Sumire into doing more ninja tool stuff. So hopefully they continue it. I do agree with you. I want to see more side characters using it because it feels like kind of like a missed opportunity. Like you could power up the side characters with ninja tools. And I hope they at least try to move into that direction.
Yeah, true. The crazy thing is, this now makes a model a lot more expendable, but this is like the time where I feel like he's like the safest. Like no one's after him.
Hey, Code could still pop in and say, you know what, old man, I need you to give me a new arm and a new eye while you're at it.
Stop it, bro.
Like, everyone's distracted right now. You know how easy it is for Code to pop in the village and to say, yeah, Amato's mine now, yoink.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Actually, but yeah, I think no, Damon's not leaving. Damon's not leaving. Yeah, that's a great point.
Damon's
I
not
never
what?
thought about that. Shikamaru should probably think about that as well.
Shikamaru's out here playing defense.
Yeah, fact goes. Well, one of the last things I did want to ask: do you think we are going to get a substantial Karma Seal Boruto scene in the next chapter, or was the Karma Seal just there to absorb chakra?
You know, I feel like it could go either way. That would have to depend if we think Boruto needs the power boost to fight Mamushi. I feel like we might see more karma just because if Kawaki's there with his own karma, Boruto's gonna resonate. I think we'll see the base karma state and then just have him fighting progressively with it. Because, like, you know, unlike Kawaki, he doesn't really get much from Momoshiki. He doesn't get a Senjutsu or even a special ability.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more of a cosmetic thing where we know he's stronger now with the karma on. It's just we're not going to see any real difference in his fighting style unless he's absorbing more jutsus. I think we'll only see a lot of karma with Boruto when Momoshiki takes over. That's when we get to see a lot of like karma stuff in this arc. In this arc, at the very
I want to
least.
see him do a Rasengan, like shoot off those bullets. I want to see him be able to at least do that. Like that should be your move, Boruto. You want to let Momoshiki take your jutsu and make it move? Like, what the fuck?
That'd be fine. I wouldn't mind seeing a Rasen done. I wish they didn't change the name from Rasen Gun to Rasen Done. All due respect. All due respect.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind.
could have just added a U in that whole to say Rasengan.
Yeah,
But you know how it is. Foreign countries probably have some different gun regulations and stuff.
Good point. But me personally, I could see a situation where Boruto just like actually just use the Karma Seal to absorb the chakra and then just fight Mamushi. But I could also see a certain situation where he believes it would be advantageous for him to actually get rid of all as much Mamushi, let's say quote unquote clones, because they're not really clones, but just calling that for the sake of the discussion. I can see him want to get rid of most of them in a very short amount of time, which would then lead him to want to use the Karma Seal.
Yeah, I could see it.
Wasting time with
It could definitely go a lot of ways.
Yeah, for a fact. Well, one of the things I'm hoping for, the last thing I do want to say, we are getting a little bit to the end, but when it comes to the Karma Seal, I do want to see a decent time where Boruto utilizes it alone without Momoshiki, because I do think I've been predicting this from the very beginning. I think we are going to head to a certain point where where Momoshiki and Boruto will eventually be working together. But I do want to see Boruto try to utilize it independent of Momoshiki and see how far he gets.
I hope so too, and I hope we do get Boruto having more of the reins of the karma before like Momoshiki takes over.
Yeah.
I just think
I
he'll
feel
be
like
more so.
Hmm?
Oh, no, continue, Baru.
I was gonna say though, I feel like the only fight we really got with that, where he was kind of using like a higher form of the karma, was against Cold. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think right now, in my opinion, Boruto will be more so limited to base karma state because he has to for sure deal with Momoshiki. I feel like Momoshiki will be okay. This ain't a Bleach spoiler, but we saw how early Ichigo struggled with his hollow
Yeah.
and how initially when he was getting more control, he was only relegated to like the base hollification state, but then he had like the whole Vasto load for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to control at the time. So I feel like it'll be more like that, where now that he has a tiny amount of control of the karma, he'll be using it in that initial state. We'll have Momoshiki showcase the higher levels, and then once he deals with Momoshiki, he'll start tapping into those higher levels himself.
Like his body gets used to operating at that high of a level.
Yeah,
Basically,
and more so being able to like.
That's the whole reason why Naruto gave Boruto that Rasengan to kill Momoshiki in the novels. They explained that Sasuke took him along because he wanted Boruto to understand what a high stake battle actually looked and felt like. And then Naruto gave him that Rasengan because he wanted Boruto to understand what it felt like to wield powerful jutsu and to be able to want to work to hopefully develop that type of jutsu on his own. So inverse, that's like canonically correct, where your body can get adjusted and used to operating at a certain level.
100%.
Yeah, true. So hopefully we get to see that. Any more topics I got?
I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna